what's always so bizarre when you put it in civilian terms, as I was saying, David's mom is the same age as Depp. It would be like
Yeah.
her dating someone 8 years younger than David, and that would
Right.
freak you the fuck out. Somehow, with celebrities, it is a different scale, or we move the goalpost, and I don't think that's right. But yet we just go, even if it's statutory rape, David. I mean, would that
Right.
be the strangest thing in the world to you if your mom was dating someone 27?
27, yeah. And I was reading about who is someone in Red Hot Chili Peppers 61 and they're dating a
Yeah, Kiedis.
19-year-old right now? Okay.
Kiedis. Yes, Anthony
Yeah.
Kiedis.
I was just reading about that the other day and I was like, that's insane. How in the hell did you need a 19-year-old, you know?
I'm
And yet,
I'm really glad we're not on yet, because what you just revealed, I don't know if I can continue doing this show.
it's a little foreplay. Anyway, that's Sarah and David, and I'm so glad to have Sarah. I think she's on for the full haul today. Who knows what this Sarah?
We'll see. If you drag this to 5 hours, I'm dropping off.
It's not going to be 5 hours. It's not going to be.
I
5
can't
hours.
because I have a game to watch tonight. So hurry your ass up and let's get through this.
I love our opening skit as the Deppening community players, by the way, every time I do this.
You're so good at going along with that, though. I think in the beginning, like you did, I try to tweak it towards something you might know.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but this time, and we actually spoke about that because I texted you last night about your mom.
Right.
You said your mom's Depp's age, and I knew that.
Yeah.
And I just like, how does that go in civilian life if your mother dated a 27-year-old? I mean, that's, and younger that you would freak out. It would be, there's no way that would fly. No way.
Well, and I was telling you, I think it would be hilarious. Just, you know, my quaint, charming Midwestern mother just like playing fake guitar with like Joan Jett or Taylor Dane or something.
Yeah,
you know,
Taylor Dane.
Yeah.
Don't rush me, David. So Sarah, you heard how intimidating Sarah is. I mean, this is what Sarah reminds me of, and I think we all agree,
President Trump summoned the mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack.
See, how firm is that?
I still think Natalie Maines, but
it's close. I'm going to put Natalie in later. I'm going to put, and this is what's.
I really don't want to be associated with either.
Isn't it fun being torn apart, Sarah?
Yeah,
what about Barbara Gordon?
I don't know. I'll take that, I guess.
It's fucking Oracle, for Christ's sake. You have the same relationship with your dad as Barbara did with Commissioner Jim Gordon. That's how I feel. Okay, I was really proud of you for this one. This was poetic. I'm going to have this crocheted onto a pillow or tattooed.
I say this to my Republican colleagues who are defending the indefensible. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain.
I was so proud of you for that. Well said.
I don't want to be associated. And
too bad. Too late.
I don't want to be associated with political clown shows just, to get attention.
You would be great.
You would
be great as a senator. I would think you'd be great as a senator. Really. You really would. Seriously.
I would actually stand up for the people and not, parade my fake party lines through the streets of Washington, D.C.
I love the streets. Welcome, everyone. Melvin says he, quote unquote, dislikes men. That's very diplomatic.
More for me.
I can't say. I hate men, and I will continue to hate men.
Oh, may I say, Mr. A. Smith, I couldn't get back to you. I apologize. I did not get your email, but that's a common thing. I don't know. His email doesn't work with our email.
Yeah, I'm in trouble with emails too. The Tamara Francois, we need her on the show for we were doing a watch along for something. I forget what it was. She's gonna be on. And David in Southern California, the Deppening meetup. Kylo Sierra Alpha, welcome. I can't wait for that. I might come down there for that with my cousin.
That would be fun, actually.
I'm telling you, I'm due to get out there again. I'm going to take LA over like I did the first time. They're still thinking about it. You Sarah go, A. Smith, you are such a mensch, sir. We are lucky to have you. That's Foxhole A. Smith, right? That's the guy you want in the Foxhole.
Yeah, A. Smith, just send. I haven't been on Gunk today or yesterday much, so send me a DM over there. That always works.
We're going to be doing a lot of Patreon stuff, from Jump Street to Golden Girls to Vander Arm Rules to Armfeld How pompous do I sound with these stupid names? And we need people. I'm going to put all the email addresses and contacts and goddamn phone number if you want. And you can contact us however you want. Twitter, Instagram. I saw Ida Greenbacks on Instagram today. She's so
Well, may I say, if
she's
you
the
play the
sweetest
proper,
woman on the face of the earth.
yes, she is. I agree with you. I apologize. I don't want to interrupt that. But if you would play the proper ending that I made, it has all of our information listed at the end.
Well, this, I mean, I did this as like a makeshift kind of ramshackle deal. Where is it? Come on. Here it is.
Come on.
Dearest Deppening faithful, if able, please donate via Cash App and Venmo or the QR code or the Super Chats or become a member. You can also join us at patreon.com/Wino forever. Have a great weekend.
John cracking himself up.
I crack myself up.
I love how you claim to have like imposter complex, but you love yourself so much.
No, I don't. I'm just
Yes, you
jerking
do.
myself off. No, I don't. You don't know me. You don't know
don't, you
mine and
should.
Crazy Alice. You don't know Crazy Alice in my pain. You don't know it. You just don't. It would seem so. I think fake pomposity is the funniest thing on the face of the earth. It's like a pro wrestling shtick. And I should say, I am drinking alcohol to celebrate Depp's birthday for the first time on a show. I drink
Wow.
many, many times after shows. This is the first time during. I don't know if you can hear the ice right here. This is
Yep.
my vintage Jack Max after Jack Sparrow. It is Pepsi
White
Max.
trash drink.
It's not white trash. Jack Daniels and Pepsi Max. What Artie Lang can't drink, I'm going to drink during this. This is
Very
the
nice.
first radio gunk or this. I've never drank on a podcast before. It's the first time. Go ahead, W. God, I'm sorry.
You threw a jewel case at Teddy for getting the drink wrong like Artie did.
My jewel case, I throw a little harder than Artie does. He would not get up if I hit him. See, Sarah, I'm bragging again. Kylo Sierra Alpha, I'm drinking. Here's to you, Kylo. I just toasted you on the screen here. But it is God, this must be 45 ounces of Jack Max. I have 2 as well, so I don't have to refill. I don't have to get up and refill. You know, because when you do this live, I can't leave this. Sarah can leave. Sarah's gone to like Target and shit during a show and come back, and she's wrapping Christmas presents and eating veal and putting crock pots on and shit. I mean, I don't have that luxury, I might add. Isabel, welcome,
Well, why are you
Autobot.
paying
I got to
for
write
Sarah?
you back. You wrote me something, I forget, and I have to write you back. Welcome, Autobot. It's something Seattle based. I think it was about Sean Kemp. It might have been about the Rain Man.
Of course
Frank
it
the
was.
Tank, welcome, sir. I said Isabel, right? She was talking about having a mom that's not too much. And Sarah, it'd be like your mom dating someone who was 41.
You know, my father passed away in August, and I joke with my mother. We'll see some guy, some convict on television. I'll say, "There's my new stepdad," and she is so not interested in having another man.
Yeah, my
She
mom
had the
too.
greatest love of her life. She's done. So, 50 years. They were married 50 years and 3 months.
Good for them.
You know what that
And
reminds me of?
I'm not done. She always said, "I just want to get to 50 years." But you
Good
know
for her.
how sad it is. You think about saying that, and you made it 3 months past.
Right,
50
you just get a
years.
little bit over the mark. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
50 years is like triple what most marriages go to now. I think the divorce rate's something like 60%.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I mean, it's your mom. This reminds me of "For Your Eyes Only, Only for You." David, could you play that on the piano?
Yeah.
I would love to
really
hear that.
recording.
Gina Easton's "For Your." You know who plays piano on that? I swear to God, no one's gonna believe me because before he was his own guy, his own act. Bruce Hornsby plays piano on that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I believe like Carol King plays piano on like Fire and Rain for James Taylor. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, good one. Yes,
yeah.
yes. You'll see what no one else can see, and no one's breaking free for your eyes only. That piano's great on that. You did a great job on that, David. There's
Thank
no
you.
song you can't tackle. That's how talented you are and prolific. There's nothing you can't do.
I will take any request. Yeah.
You do take requests.
I do
I
take
mean,
yeah.
the great David was in the beginning of our opening, by the way. That was
That's a
David.
fun. That would be a fun show. Like take song requests from the chat, and I'll just do like a medley or something.
That would
Put it
be
together.
that would be phenomenal. But on the spot, we can, I'm actually thinking our next show, the whole show is going to be Deppoake, and we'll invite people on to sing their favorite songs.
Oh,
But it's got to be Depp related. It's got to
Sarah.
be somehow linked to him.
oh,
Maybe it's something from a soundtrack, or maybe
Right.
it's. We could do it. I'll fill it in if no one wants to go. I mean, I'll go, and then
of
it'll
course you will.
instill confidence in people, and then everyone will join in. I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask. I really don't. I really don't.
I'll put lyrics. I'll put lyrics to the theme from The Tourist or something, and just.
Speaking of which, well, but little Depphead, happy birthday to Jed, the big 6'1". I'll marry. How old are you, Lily Rose? I mean, little Depphead 777. That you would marry your own father. That's kind of strange. But what's the age difference? Because you broads, I tell you, the consent. She'd marry Johnny Depp, but she would not marry the 61-year-old teacher from her school, right? That's okay because you're a
Right.
celebrity. Somehow we move the goalpost. It's really bizarre what they get away with, isn't it?
Well, I think of the Don't Pet the Teacher Jump Street we watch, where he's on the other end of it. You know,
Yes.
the teacher thinks he's underage and is welcoming his advances
Look
slightly.
at you referencing Jump Street, David.
Well,
Don't
it's
pet
one
the
of the ones I
teacher on your first
remember.
watch.
Yeah.
I really want people to sit in on those. It was
They're so much fun.
Black Morticia Adams. I really want to sit in on one of those.
Yeah.
Because she's like kind of in your age range, and I want the new take of millennials on that. Don't tell Tex. Oh, Frank I recall that not long ago when I thought he was really 30 years old. I remember when I was on. I told the story before. I was it was a very depressing Saturday afternoon. You ever the depressing Saturday afternoon in the summer when nothing's going on and you feel like you should be at the beach, having this like Gidget beach party and the waves are but you got nothing going on this Saturday. And it is so. I'm in a Burger King by myself in Bohemia, Long Island, at 2:30 in the afternoon reading a USA Today with 2 chicken sandwiches, French fries, and a huge Coke. And in the USA Today, there's an article on Depp promoting Benny and June, and he's just about to turn 30. And I said, I cannot believe this guy's 30. I can't believe this guy's 30. That's ridiculous. It can't be. That's crazy. And now he's 60 fucking 1.
God, time flies. the Burger King in Bohemia is like a Lou Reed lyric, by the way.
That is a good song. That what? That whole premise would make a great song.
It
honestly.
would, yeah.
Those are my favorite types of songs. Paul Westerberg would write that.
Yeah, totally.
Sarah's gonna. I mean, the Liz Cheney we showed. Sarah's gonna rub up. I mean, she's got something going on here after this. I'm trying to think of what order to get into. Kathy Scott, welcome. We got episode 2 tonight of Mayor of Kingstown. I'm putting him. I can't watch this one episode, so I'm waiting for this one, and I'm watching them back to back. I did not watch the pilot deliberately so I could watch 2 in a row. We're so spoiled now. I can't just watch one episode of anything anymore.
Yeah.
So it's got to be 2. Isabel says, my husband's older than Depp by 7 years. And that's like kind of like your mom's age, Sarah, right?
Mom's 70. She just turned,
Almost.
She just turned 69.
Yep.
69, good for her.
You want to get into the email? Get it over with?
Yeah, okay. So you want to set this up or do you want me to?
Well, first of all, let me say, I was going to spend hours yesterday preparing this and hanging ornaments from this next presentation. I no longer have an editing program, so I have to reinstall it and all that crap. So this is pretty much Arm just reading the email that we got. So Arm got an email from a listener. Apparently I don't think she's a listener anymore because
sent to my address, not
yeah. Oh yeah. A very old email address that he hasn't really looked at in years.
That's not true.
So
that's not true.
Okay. All right. That's what you relayed to me.
No, it was just like one that's not. Oh, it's just weird for it to come to that. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Really
well, let's play it and we'll go through it.
Okay. We love you too, little Depphead, and I keep waiting for you to join the show, but you said you would, and we all can't wait. And I'm telling you, it's out there. I don't care if it was this one, but you just I'm begging you, give us an email, and you're welcome to join. Listen, what an easy hang this is, right? Let's look at David. What an angelic, easy hang he is, right? He I mean, and then I know Sarah's super intimidated. Everybody tells me this, but I'm telling you, she's really sweet at her core, and she's capable of rants like this.
I say this to my Republican colleagues who are defending the indefensible. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain.
All right, no more of that crap.
I'm so proud of you. When Autobot was 27, he dated a 42. Good for you, Autobot, 42-year-old woman. I think that's the Ashton Kutcher Demi Moore gap, isn't it? Isn't it? I believe it is.
I think that, yeah, I think that's right.
There's Joni. Of course, she weighs in. I was 32 and I dated a 56-year-old. It didn't last too long. My God. Joni's kind of an old soul. I was going to, she's going to definitely join the karaoke fun. We could get her to sing Evanescence on the show. Yeah, Joni, we're going to do a karaoke Deppoake show and you're going to sing Evanescence on it.
That's kind of my fear as I traverse in the dating world, is that I like a lot of old things. So older guys tend to think like, oh my gosh, he's younger and he is like he likes the same things that I liked when I was in my 20s and 30s, you know. So it's it's not fun dating.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
God, Sarah, that's so good.
See, if Amber Heard had met me and tried to con me with her fake interest in old Hollywood, I would have seen right through it. But
the crazy thing was, that's fucking Bogey and McCall that Depp and Amber Heard shared in text.
Yeah. Can you imagine her thinking she is anywhere near McCall?
Honestly,
she does believe that. She does believe that. That's the hubris, right? That makes you go out to Hollywood. That says, "I'm the hottest chick in this whole town."
Did I say McCall? You said McCall. You threw me off. It's Bacall
with a B.
Oh,
yeah.
Lauren McCall, right.
McCall. I think I'm reading a magazine.
Sorry, I'm not 85 years old over here, huh?
Also, I love that, like, because the obvious thing to say would be like Marilyn Monroe or Elizabeth Taylor, but she goes for like a B-side old movie star like Lauren Bacall. You know, that's so it seems more, you know, underground, appealing to Depp's sense of, you know, what's underground, what's B-sides.
Well said. Kyle Lacer's Alpha thinks Liz Cheney has some sides of her that are pure evil, and you are not. Pure. That's
well, Kylo, she's a politician. That's all you need to know.
You are not. So.
Evil and politician they go together.
It's hard to enter into that profession without it. Yeah.
Welcome, I love you, but welcome, Cindy Clausen. The very sweet Cindy Clausen is in here. One of our great people. Frank the Tank. Thanks, Flamer. Great point. I am Canadian. A lot of Canadians. I love Canadian based chats. Always I think it's the best country. I think it's the best people collectively in any one country. David's very close to you've been to Canada, right, David?
Yeah, I've been to Toronto and the Canada side of Niagara Falls. So yeah.
I know he's not in here yet, but how much did we just trigger G Canada?
G Canada.
That's the rest of the chat. He would be talking about how he's been to Cleveland, Detroit, and Buffalo, I guess. What are the cities that close to
border the Great Lakes? Yeah, like but Buffalo and Rochester. I don't know.
Testicular provenance, the best thing. Sarah's voice is peerless. Yes, don't think guys. I know you think I'm slipping because I'm drinking right now. Don't think I didn't catch that. Yes, you did hear David say traverse on this podcast. He thinks I glossed over it. I didn't. I didn't write it down. I'm not out of it yet. Yes, you did hear on this podcast traverse. Thank you, David.
When you're completely sloshed at the end of the podcast, I'm only going to use big words and just like make you pass out.
This Johnny Bye Bye. Welcome, Johnny Bye Bye. Sarah's voice is peerless. Is there anything better for Depp's birthday than the Depp contrarian hater Johnny Bye Bye for this? By the way, Liz Cheney is hot as fuck. Yes, she's better looking than I thought too, Johnny. She definitely not trying too hard. Yeah, she actually looks okay. I agree with you there. I was thinking that's it. There's Katie Aldana.
I
Welcome,
see Dick
Katie.
Cheney in a
Katie.
wig
Dick Cheney in a wig.
and a power suit.
Your
You get a
shoulder
lot of
pads.
compliments here, Sarah.
Yeah.
I love you. Butt says, "Let's hear you do Melania Trump."
What am I gonna? Oh, God.
You could do
How you
Mary
say
Trump.
cucumber?
Yeah.
A lot of people say you might sound like Mary Trump, as a matter of fact.
No, you want to talk about
Yeah,
sourpuss?
you're invited on the next Jump Street. Definitely, it's the Brad Pitt episode. It's the best years of your life.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a very, very important episode, and there's so many things. The Weintraub segment's probably going to annoy you that I have too much shit for it. It's just
Oh, God.
very Brad Pitt. I have a clip of Brad Pitt on Mark Maron's podcast with Leonardo DiCaprio, and they talk about Jump Street on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had about 5 years ago.
Was Angelina Jolie still with Brad Pitt when she did The Tourist with Johnny Depp?
Yes, as a matter.
Okay.
Great question, David. Great question. Yes, they were together at the
Okay.
time. Did I tell you that he turned down Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, so
Depp did.
the whole scandal could have been avoided had.
Yes.
done it with-
My theory is the movie's too physical for him.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Not that, I feel like he can't handle the high octane action sequences. I really believe
He
that
wants to
can't
be the
handle it.
stand-and-play silent film
Yes.
mugging star, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of times he'll turn the movie down and make up a fake reason, but really he cannot deal with the physicality of some of these movies. I really
He wants
believe-
it to
a
be
lot
as
of the
close
Keanu
to-
Reeves stuff.
Yeah, he wants the movie to be as close to a photo shoot as possible.
Hey, Frank the Tank. I was listening to the Deppening the other day, and I could not tell Depp or Arm apart. Oh, wow. You got a lot of that today, as a matter of
I
fact. But
know.
back to Sarah. Getting back to Sarah. So I get this crazy email, and you guys are all aware of the Beatrix-Sarah feud. It has been going on since the Stone Age.
I didn't
It
know there
seems
was
to
one.
never end. They're just casting stuff in the media to each other, never have cross swords. And I tell you, I think she's overblown, and you're finally hitting back. You've taken the high road for a long time. And finally, today you're going to answer back to it. Not out of control, but I kind of recorded what this email said, and this is completely over the line. And I believe.
Well, I want you to pause after every other line, okay?
Okay. You
Since I
tell me when
couldn't
to
edit
pause.
this myself.
So I took the initiative of Sarah wanted to answer to it. So I took the initiative of recording the email to Depp's voice. See, there you go, Frank the Tank. Let me just find, what the hell did I label it? It's Beatrix, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Probably.
Beatrix versus Captain Sarah. Sarah Cheney. Here we go. And I put if anyone doesn't recognize this, let's let the people in the chat guess the background music I chose for this.
Okay.
I wonder.
Maybe you already know, but I'm pretty sure your co-host Sarah lost her teaching license for grooming.
Let me just say, this is to me.
I reckon this already.
This is to me. So she's talking to me about Sarah.
Okay, go
for
back to the
grooming a
beginning.
child and having an Maybe you already know, but I'm pretty sure your co-host Sarah lost her teaching license for grooming a child and having an inappropriate relationship with him around 10 plus years ago. I'm 90% sure this is your Sarah.
Okay. I would rather be accused of being a murderer, I think, of small
Yeah.
children, than being accused of a
Yeah.
pedophile.
Yeah.
First of all, is that 10 years ago, she said? Or was it
Yeah.
10-year-old? Anyway, let me explain a little something about myself. And I don't share a lot about my job here. I have a job in law enforcement, a branch of law enforcement. I'm not a cop by any means, trust me.
You're a badge money.
I work with a lot of them. I understand what they actually do on a daily basis and what the shit they've got to deal with.
And
all
I'm
day
a
long,
vigilante. They don't know
because
what
it
I
comes
go
across
through.
my desk.
Yep.
So if there was any hint of that kind of crap, I wouldn't have my job.
True.
I have nothing on my record. I have been a law-abiding citizen for 45 years, and I'm not
Can I ask-
40, by the way.
Can I ask you this?
No, hold on.
I want to ask a
I'm not-
hard-hitting question.
Of course you're going to. Go ahead.
Did you have to take fingerprints for that?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
right. Okay. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
had to supply them. I had to supply, not DNA, but something like that. I'm not going to get into it. But if I had to, and first of all, if I ever did that to a child, I wouldn't be here because I would have put a buckshot in my temple.
Oh,
So, and she also states, and I talked over it, she's 90% certain that it's me. I hate to see the other decisions and realizations you've come to in your life. If that's how you come across something, if that's your, that's how you investigate. And first of all, I pulled up the article. Person lives in Oregon. First name Sarah. That's how she's 90% sure it's me. The age is not the same. The job I have worked, she said, I did more research than she did, I think. But the person she lists there's a full name in there somewhere, I think in the email, possibly. But works for the Department of Transportation. I deal with the Department of Transportation for investigative purposes. And I probably put way too much sweat into even responding here. But I apologize. Please, Beatrix, please move along. If it bothers you so much, you think you are 90% certain I am a human, vile piece of garbage, please move along. And that's all I'm going to say. But go ahead and finish the email.
this is some birthday celebration, right? I got some DNA for you, honey. All right.
God.
If it is true, that really, really sucks that you teamed up for a podcast with someone like that, as you're really talented, and a lot of people love listening to you. I just can't bring myself to listen, knowing that that woman on that show is a child predator. It is messed up.
The fucking music is just...
the harmonica music is deafening after those accusations.
Do you want to play it all in full again, Sarah, just without interrupting it? Or okay.
No, but yes, Johnny Bye Bye. I taken a lot and let a lot go with the critiques of myself. You're on the wrong one. There's a lot that I don't even address on this show that is said about me. I will address that.
You will? From who?
You're so lost in the chat. I don't know where you're.
Okay, wait. But I want to say thank you to Black Morticia
Yes,
Adams.
absolutely.
We love you as well. And I tell you,
Thank
it is
you.
a standing invite. All those contact info, we want you on that Jump Street watch along. You don't have to go crazy. You can just hang back and I'm telling you, it is an easy hang. I put no pressure on you whatsoever. And once you get the first one out, then you'll come. But I would love to hear your take. Because you're in David's age range on the show. Because I do know that you're enjoying it. It is the Brad Pitt episode. It doesn't get any better than that. Called The Best Years of Your Life. It's Suichi Day themed, and Patrick Hasberg is very proud of it. But we'd love to have you on. Look at Dublin 30. Great pic of JD posted today at Adam Waldman's Instagram, looking healthy. Oh, god damn. Can you send me the link for that, Dublin? I knew that was going to happen while we were on. There's going to be a bunch of shit going on. Adam Waldman. Oh god damn. What a pill. And I mean that in the best possible way. Thanks again, Black Morticia Adams. Go ahead, Sarah. Anything else on that?
No, I'm done. I'm moving along. But speaking of Instagram, can you please, I'm going to toot my own horn, toot toot. Please tell them who likes all of your posts about this podcast.
Who likes all of my posts?
Told me this.
Go ahead. I just help me out.
Friend of Depp.
Oh,
Jesus.
of course. Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. Josh Richmond, aka Ronnie Seabach, loves Sarah's thumbnails all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And on Instagram.
I'm almost
Bobby
into
London.
the inner
I am
circle.
Bobby London. Yes.
You know what would be a kick in your nuts? If I made it into the Depp inner circle before you.
It would never, things would, as Captain Fuller would say, things would never be the same between us.
I'm halfway there, and you are still pulling up my rear.
Isn't Little Death Head supposed to be our I can get in there if I want. I believe me. I'm so resourceful. I think David's going to get in before any of us do. As a matter of fact,
I'm working on it, and
well, I know,
we'll do a Patreon show on it.
That's
soon.
No joke. David's about as David's on the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The person just had a baby, so I'm laying low for a little bit. So.
And so if we do the Deppoake next time, everyone's invited, and it's Depp-related music to karaoke. I'll let you know in advance what you want to do, and you can practice and stuff, and I'll play the music and you sing, and I'll go first. So everyone's like, take the edge off or whatever. I'll do something really silly. So if this idiot can do it, I can do it. So yeah, I mean, here's what I'm gonna play some absolute nonsense just to instill. This is for Depp's birthday.
I'm sorry.
First of all, let's play his birthday song that I recorded, and I just have to do it again. I know it's gonna say 59. Disregard the age. This is Depp's birthday celebration. This is Marilyn Manson and Depp singing happy birthday to himself.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear John Christopher Depp II.
Did it cut off there?
Yeah, it stopped. I don't know
What did
why.
I do?
To me.
And then it goes on. It goes, and Monty Python and Aquaman.
I thought even you got so embarrassed that you just stopped it.
No, absolutely not.
It's funny on the comments on that video on YouTube, and it's got quite a few views for us, but people think that's really.
They really think it's him.
The both of them.
More than half the chat really thinks it's him.
And then they're like, "This doesn't really sound like him. Are you sure this is him?" Like, oh god.
Is this for real? And then no, they really think it's him. Otis Birdsong thinks it's him, Sarah. Otis Birdsong, everyone, was a New Jersey Nets off guard in the 80s. I actually had his poster in my bedroom, one of the earliest posters I had, him and Daryl Dawkins.
Most boys had Farrah Fawcett, you had whatever his
Otis
name was.
Birdsong, yes. 6'9" black men over my bed. Because Wayman Tisdale is very much part of this podcast, and I'm glad that was the poster over my bed. Wayman Tisdale reverse dunking in his rookie season with the Pacers. That was over my bed, so I could jerk off to it.
You didn't even need thumbtacks or tape to stick it to the wall.
Line of the night, Sarah. Line of the night.
Wayman Tisdale is the patron saint of the Deppening podcast.
Wait till you hear his musical prowess, David. I can't wait for you to hear.
Oh, did he do an album?
He's a Grammy award-winning guitarist.
Oh,
yeah, you got to see this guy. He's passed away though, over a decade ago. My favorite player of all time. Him and Westbrook, I go back and forth with, but he wasn't a great player. But I'll get into him later. So this is Deppoake. Give you a little sample. This is to celebrate his birthday, and I recorded some of this stuff, and it's not for everybody, but the music is. It's very nuanced, and it's a lot of arpeggiating going on in this. And
triads and inverting triads.
Triads, yes. I can't believe Joni knew what arpeggiate meant.
Yeah,
that's great. So this is Depp singing Robbie Neville, and everyone knows this song. This is a kind of a pop hit. C'est la vie. Oh, please be in here. Please be in here. Please be in here. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm so good at I literally didn't know the French that I wrote myself on the fucking. It is French, right? C'est la vie.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Got a job, that's okay, but they've got me working night and day, punching in, punching out. This is really what life's all about. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, won't someone tell me? There's only one thing left to say. That's just the way it goes. Oh yeah. That's just the way it goes. Baby's gone.
We all know this song, right? I mean, am I crazy? I think everyone knows this
I
song,
don't know
right?
this song.
You really don't know this song? Oh my! I think it was #1 at one point. Javi, did you know this song?
I think I've heard it once. I'm really straining to
Okay.
remember.
Yeah,
if I
Tamara
know it.
Francois, you got to get in touch with us. We got all the contact information for you. I see you down there, baby mama. As a matter of fact, we need to contact you. And crazy. Ready for the rest of it?
Yeah, there's something so sad about seeing a StreamYard video where you're the only participant.
Yeah, I know.
This.
Yeah, it is pitiful.
Oh my God, Autobot! I'm so jealous. He lives on the border of Vancouver. I got to get up to this Autobot, and we're going to do a Jump Street tour. That's my goal. We're doing it. We're doing it, Autobot.
Idea.
We're doing it. We're going to go to the spots of the Jump Street cast. I'm going to talk to Patrick Hasbrook. I'm going to ask him where they filmed all this shit. And we're doing a tour. We're doing it. We're going to the fucking chapel, and we're going to go crazy.
God, Autobot's holding out on us. I'm running myself ragged all over LA for barely.
You know how frustrating it
connected.
is to me that I just can't seem to get it. It got you down there. You're going to the goddamn the
bridge by Nightmare
the
on Elm
bridge
Street.
of the Nightmare on Elm Street. You go into the mansion on whatchamacallit, Sweetser,
Yeah.
and you got this new hookup, which is crazy when people find out if they do. And I don't know, what do I have to, my cousin is passing him with the People's Choice Awards and then not, what do I have to fucking do? It's just not meant to be, right? I don't believe everything happens. It's not meant to be. Maybe it's not.
I have a good feeling.
All alone. Oh, you sad because you're on your own. Get that girl, party down. There's so many good ones still around. Oh, I don't know.
What you gonna feel? What you gonna do?
Ooh, won't someone tell me?
What you wanna say? What you wanna do?
I guess there's just one thing to say. That's just the way it goes. Oh yeah.
This next part in the song, it's going to end after this, is my favorite part in the whole song. I don't know why. I actually, to this day, I run around singing it like in a store or something when I'm from the music.
That's just the way it goes. Hey, JJ, what you been doing? You say your car broke down, the thing just isn't moving. Say, JJ, don't you know? When you're down, there's just one way to go. Now sing it. That's just the way it goes. Oh, yeah.
Now, if I can do that, you can do anything. Devs G Canada, right in time for the
I will agree with that.
Deppoake. Right? Now, that should instill people to do this.
There's nothing more embarrassing than when the karaoke track has the backup singers working harder than you have to.
It's a perfect rendition of that. It really is. Like, that's exactly how the pop song sounds. Here's Melvin. Arm, is it true that you specifically ordered a birthday cake shaped like Depp's face, complete with Jump Street candles, and then sang happy birthday to him before blowing out the candle? That's a great idea. A 21 Jump Street cake in the graffiti style? That's Melvin's always he's a creative dude, this Melvin.
Yeah.
Remember he in the contest, David, the gunk contest? He had the kind of what would you call that style of music? It would be like Talking Heads kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it was really, because some people didn't use my track, which was great. I wanted to see people not just sing along with the thing I did. So yeah, it was
You're
really
such
good.
a great music teacher. You never stop being a teacher, do you?
Yeah. I want you to try harder, everybody.
Yes, Tamara Francois lighting up the goddamn chat. I knew it. Brad Pitt's kids are all getting rid of the. By the way, yeah, Black Morticia Adams. Really quick, Sarah. I'm a little bit. I gotta brush up on the Pitt Jolie drama right now. What's going on? Are you guys following that hardcore?
Barely.
Not
I don't know
really.
enough about it in both
It's
sides
crazy, right?
to
It's getting
even
crazy.
talk about it.
Is there new stuff? That's how
Well,
I'm
there
not
was like a
following it at all.
report released about the antics on the plane, and he was
Hmm.
either high on marijuana. I don't know how that would really affect it, but alcohol also played
One of the
into
kids
this.
disowned, right? She changed his name. Changed her name.
Yeah, he got physical with some of the
Sarah?
kids, I believe, and he was
Oh,
saying a few things to mom. And if that's the case, good for the kids.
yeah,
They chose
absolutely.
correctly.
Do
If
you
it's
remember when
not,
Brandon Lee kicked the shit out of Tommy Lee, Sarah?
yeah. But if it's
In-
not, then it could be a case of one parent playing the other one,
Right.
against the other unfairly. So I don't even know enough about it to really comment. I just know I really love Brad Pitt in California, and I can quote every line. And Legends of the Fall.
Oh, you
Oh,
didn't see
yeah,
Once
that's
Upon a
great.
Time in Hollywood.
No, I have not.
He plays Colt Seavers from The Fall Guy pretty much in that. Like
Oh,
a
okay.
like a stunt man who's just kind of washed up and he's on the the 19th hole of an 18-hole career. And DiCaprio, who you don't even know DiCaprio's in it. He's so non-existent. And Brad Pitt steals that movie. I'm not a super duper Brad Pitt fan, but he makes the
Yeah.
most out of the opportunities he gets script wise. He doesn't do a lot of crap. And he's an above average. He's not Depp. He's not as supremely talented as Depp is, chameleon wise, but he's a much more shrewd script slut. And I can't believe I'm saying that. Because if you told me I was going to say that, say 20 years ago, I would have suplexed you off the Vancouver Bridge.
My favorite. I don't like the movie, but I thought he was the most handsome in Meet Joe Black with Anthony Hopkins.
Oh God, that movie got killed when it came out.
Yeah.
Killed. I remember the.
I mean,
reviews
I don't
for
like
that
the
one.
movie, but I thought he looked that was like my opinion was his peak.
I thought he was a little too blonde in that. I like him
True.
older. I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
aged wonderfully.
Yeah.
Let's put Depp's Irish accent against Brad Pitt's in
Oh,
Devil's
God.
Own.
I got it. I wish I could edit. Because I was planning out my Brad Pitt tribute for the Jump Street, the Never Ending Weintraub segment.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And
crazy.
God,
I might have to
kill me.
pre-record
Kill
some
me
of
now. But I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Hopefully I can get that going before. But I want to put the line in the Devil's Own where I need the money Tom. He's trying to be Irish. I need that desperately.
Bon Jovi isn't on the drop
Hilarious.
for you. That was great, Sarah. That really was. Sarah, do your impression of me doing an impression of Depp.
No, I don't even know where to start.
All right, if it comes to you later, I don't want to put you on the spot. I hate putting.
What do you want me to say?
Nothing. Whatever you feel like saying. You can do it later if you want.
Was I supposed to?
You can just when it hits you. Don't worry about it. Don't have to prove anything to these people.
My favorite Sarah, my favorite Sarah impression is Gwyneth Paltrow. I hate the city.
I hate the city. Oh,
So
him and
good.
Seven.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot
Where
he
is
was
my
in it.
vibrator now? Oh.
Did I tell you Depp turned that down too?
He turned down everything. God.
Yes. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that to be like.
No, I know.
That's
It's just
fact.
it's
When
crazy.
all that shit came out, they were doing like a lot of articles on him. So like by the late '90s, they had compiled a list of shit he turned down, and that was one of the big ones. Seriously.
Okay.
Hashtag Amber's IQ is higher than ours.
here
I
he is.
agree with that. Actually, I think she is smarter than me.
That's the bat signal. Here we
She's
go.
more cunning. Yeah.
I am not saying that. Say what you will about Amber Heard. I'm not calling her an idiot. I think she's smarter than me. I really do.
She really
Especially at
wants
that
to be
age.
smart.
I'm not saying this. I'm smart about some things, but I think she actually does have a higher IQ. I'm not ashamed to admit it. That's fine.
I think she's an idiot savant. I think her savant is that she's a con artist. You know, it's
Yes.
she's put her intelligence through the pinhole of taking advantage of people. You know.
Hashtag Sarah the Groomer, says Melvin.
There is a comment later. It says Brad Pitt was most gorgeous and a river runs through it. My first thought was, no, he's a little too young for me, but apparently not. So
Right.
I got it.
According to Beatrix.
You want me to connect up to again? I could do it to anybody. I'm
course you
fucking
could.
ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. Listen to little Depp head. Take a lesson next time you talk to Depp. Um, River runs through it. Do you know who Brad Pitt's brother was in that?
I
I'm
forget.
Craig
I haven't
Sheffer?
seen it in so long.
Remember Craig Sheffer?
No.
I don't.
You don't remember
know
Craig
that name.
Sheffer? Okay,
Nobody
he's like
does.
kind of like an '80s teen actor who played. He's the quarterback in The Program. The Program was a college football movie in the early '90s. James Caan was the coach. Depp got offered the quarterback role from The Program and never got back to the movie makers. This is what I'm talking about with the physicality. He's afraid of it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
It was a
The
it was a
filmmaker
TV
was like,
movie?
he never got back to us. They
Oh,
made him a
interesting.
firm offer to do the program and play the quarterback because the guy said, he goes, I was just hypnotized by him on 21 Jump Street. And we tried like the devil to get him to play the quarterback. And I don't know how I'm the only one that saw this article, but it's very true.
That
know how
era
we-
in time,
sorry.
though, he would never play a quarterback because he was really getting into the I need to be the Burton-esque quirky
Go away
character.
from like cliches, right?
Yeah, the only thing I think he'd play a quarterback in would be like if the quarterback was like a well-known serial killer who was a quarterback on the side.
He's a football fan, and I might add.
How about that? Captain Jack Sparrow is in the house. Johnny Depp in attendance today here in Arizona.
When you go into a Dolphins Cardinals game,
When-
you are a football fan.
He's
Yeah.
hot there. Jeez.
As are you,
Even
dear.
even wiping away eye boogers, he's hot. Yeah, that's true.
I would wipe them away
For him.
and sprinkle them on my spaghetti.
Hey, Sarah, the very tough Judy Wright gave you a compliment here. You are great.
I know, thank
You
you.
are great. Yep.
Oh,
Beatrice is Goldstein. Goldstein is Beatrice. Judy
Oh,
Wright says,
Goldstein.
"Hey, Sarah, what a horrible thing to say
It
about
is.
someone. This is how people's lives." I said that too, Judy Wright. Thank you very much. I told Sarah that. I was like, all you got to do is float this one thing. If one person believes it, you could ruin someone's life just by that. Just that is no joke.
Yeah, and we got that like
90%
2
true.
months ago, and I haven't
Yeah.
really thought about it since, except to, what clips do I want to put in from famous TV shows making fun of this person. But
Right.
it's, it's like that's the lowest thing you can accuse somebody of.
Absolutely.
I would never think, even if, I would never go on a email somebody and say, I know this is true. No, I don't know
Right.
this is true.
Holy shit. Johnny Bye-Bye is great. We got to get, man, I want to talk. Johnny Bye-Bye, will you call? You don't have to come on, but I'd love to get you off the air. Please contact us. I would love to. He knows, this is so great. His Holly Pop, Sean Bett's secret account. Sean Bett is, by the way, that other guy, Mark Gibbs, he is a fucking MAGA fool, that mullet, hockey haired, the other security guy.
Is
Holy shit,
Okay.
him on Instagram. I think he was at the insurrection.
is Sean Bett is security, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay. I'm sorry, I forgot
Yep.
who.
No,
that
you
was
got
for a
it. You're
second.
on. You're right on.
You
Yeah.
understand what you just said, though. You can't accuse somebody of something that could ruin them.
That's
That
right.
accusation could ruin somebody. So let's stop.
Deppening should go to war with the online critics every episode. Very funny every time.
No, we don't. We don't.
Do
Trust
a
me.
squash the
Most of it's
beef
ignored.
segment. Yeah.
What was I gonna do? What he said? So I was. Oh God, what was I gonna say? Something about Sean. God, this is for everyone. I'm drinking this episode. It's the first time I've ever drank alcohol on from Gunk to this. I always drink after it, but this is the first time during the show for Depp's birthday and Jack Sparrow and Jack Daniels, and it's my Jack Max, which is Pepsi Max over ice with Jack Daniels, and I got
You're
about
drinking so
45
you can
ounces.
brag about it.
I'm not. If I wanted
You
to
have like
brag, I
4
would drink
times
every
now.
time. No, I think people should know in case I slur or I'm
They know you
inarticulate about
slur
something.
already.
Even sober.
All right, the next thing I'm going to play here is okay, so after that, this is anyone see the movie Duets
Mm.
with
With Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes, we're going to this is
Where
remember they
we
sang,
pretend that she can sing, right?
yeah. She's okay.
Okay.
She can sing. That
All
was
right.
good. I'll give it to her. She sang. I
How many
thought she was good
filters
in
was
that.
that run through before it
Oh,
was
she
made?
was
Auto-tune
good.
music.
Come on, she was good in that. She sang well.
Okay, she's not good in anything.
I was the first one to bash her if it wasn't true. I thought she was good. Okay, so
Oh,
this
it
is Smokey Robinson. This is for baby mama Tamara Francois. This is Depp singing "Cruising."
Cruise with me, baby. Baby, let's cruise. away from here. Don't be confused, the way is clear. And if you want it, you got it forever. This is not a one-night stand, baby. Let the music take your mind. Just release and you will find you're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. I love it when we're cruising together. Music is played for love. Cruising is made for love. I love it when we're cruising together.
Oof.
Good stuff, right, guys?
I
That's
Not
love
his
how you,
best work.
yeah.
Am I the
love
only
how
one
you,
that gets depressed by that song?
I
Yes.
love how you had to take a breath in the middle of the word "we're," like a one-syllable word, and you had to take a breath.
See, I get this vision when I listen to that song now that's Depp and Sal Jenko when they're homeless in South Florida in the early 80s and they're just hanging out because they lived in a car and that's what
Right.
they did. Right? You just listen to music and dream, and that's the vision I get from that. That song genuinely depresses me though in any way. There's something about that hypnotic guitar during that.
Yeah.
Great
Very
Smokey
mellow.
Robinson. Smokey Robinson's excellent, by the way.
He
Tears
is,
of a Clown, which is in a Jump Street episode. That's the next episode, for Christ's sake. Tears of a Clown
Oh, okay.
episode. The best years of your life.
Last time I saw Smokey Robinson on TV was actually Camille Vasquez was interviewed on NBC, and Smokey Robinson for some reason was on the same news show. I don't know if it was Today's Show or what it was, but it was one of those things where they had her on to do some fun, zany thing. It wasn't even for her legal prowess, you know.
Yep.
It was crazy.
They always try
Canada-
him out like once a year on the Today Show for something.
Yeah, right.
He's got a little more, you know,
A little more work
wax
done.
layered on his face every time.
Yes.
G Canada, I want to personally say thank you to you for all the kind, generous compliments you gave and all the encouraging stuff when I was going through it. I'm still going through it. I mean, just because I'm drinking doesn't mean I'm not going through it. I love my next therapy session. I go, you're not really supposed to drink on that medication, but it's Johnny Depp's birthday. That's your excuse? Oh, okay, it's Wayman Tisdale's birthday too.
I have religious exemption from my no drinking policy.
Oh, Johnny Bob, I wants to know when Lily Rose is going to give her dad happy birthday on Instagram. He's still holding out. How great is Johnny Bob? What a ball buster! What a ball buster, right? Oh, I assume Lily Rose hasn't. Lily Rose got pummeled during the trial from the Deptford wives by not just every day, go, my dad is great. Right. He's always been there. He hasn't been there for 2 years. They did have something's going on. I'm with who posed that theory last time?
Probably you.
Was it Johnny Meyer, as a matter of fact. Michael Jordan's in this, Frank the Tank, as a matter of fact. I'm going to play a clip of him. Dr. Moreau. Dr. Moreau is a Marlon Brando movie, Autobot, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Val Kilmer in his prime.
That's right.
Okay, this is the last thing. So, as you know, anyone who knows Depp, he starred in the video Into the Great Wide Open by the rest in peace great Tom Petty.
You can't play that because we got struck once for playing that.
The karaoke version?
Okay, if it's not the video, it's fine.
It's not the video. It is not the video. Here we go. Eddie waited till he finished high school. He went to Hollywood, got a tattoo. He met a girl out there with a tattoo too. The future was wide open.
They moved into a place they both could afford. He found a nightclub he could work out the door. She had a guitar, taught him sports. Sky was the limit. Into the great wide open, under them skies of blue, out in the great wide open, a rebel without a clue.
It was very Joe Walsh.
You're clapping for yourself.
The FBI. I'm just being like pompous ass. The FBI investigated. Thank you, Judy Wright. The FBI investigated the Brad Pitt airplane incident and found nothing. Judy Wright loves her good-looking guys. They could do no wrong. I'm not defending this, but it's true. How great would it be if Maddox? By the way, I called my Vietnamese nephew Maddox as a nickname when he was younger. Knocked out Brad Pitt just like Brandon Lee did to Tommy Lee. How great would that be?
You know, my favorite part of that whole Brandon versus Tommy Lee thing was the still image his wife took of him as he's sprawled out, because he's built like a spider monkey. And
you are not, as a matter of fact.
He is all sprawled out with his gangly limbs and arms, and he's in like in a black underwear Speedo. It's so disgusting.
Oh, it's like a praying mantis.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's better.
Yeah.
Autobot says I bought tickets to meet Joe Black only because the Phantom Menace trailer was playing with it. I left the theater after I saw the trailer.
That's really funny.
Pitt is the most river runs through Cindy Clausen. Brendan does Brendan. My taste in men. I hate men. You can't be too blonde. And yeah, I'm talking to you, Ric Flair.
Ooh. Gross.
Cordless Hitachi magic wand, says Melvin.
No.
How do you know that, Melvin?
No, it is probably a 3-inch black little tiny thing that, goes where it needs to go.
Gets the job done. All right.
You don't have to use vibrators too, David. You people, enough with the.
Yeah, I know. I told you about my vibrator addiction in private, John. Listen.
You know what I say about the Sony's the one and only. That's all I'm going to say. Brad's for 12 Monkeys. I still stand by Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is his best role. That's not very unique to say that because he did win an Oscar, but it is. It is. I stand by that. I'll put it up against anything he's done. Actually, I love Moneyball. That's a movie I want to see Depp do.
Yeah. He's
subtle and good in that. It's not great, but that's a great movie. If you're a baseball nerd and the analytics and shit, it's really about the Oakland A's, which I think they have the best uniform, maybe in all of baseball. Because there's no salary cap. One of the huge problems in Major League Baseball is there's no salary cap. And so you could just be the Yankees and have every superstar at every position. There's no stopping it. The NBA is a salary cap. The NFL is a salary cap. And the way the Oakland A's tried to get around it was by playing small ball and using analytics and finding guys that nobody would find and to get around the Yankees of the world. And it shows them the process they did it with the analytics and Billy Beane and stuff. And it's really a great look. Do you have to be a baseball fan to watch it? Probably. I don't think you can see the great Philip Seymour Hoffman's in that movie.
Jonah Hill too, right? Isn't that?
Jonah Hill plays an analytics nerd. Yeah.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
And I highly recommend it. If you're a moderate sports fan, but it is a baseball movie, you're not going to get much else out of it.
Yeah.
I warn you. You've been warned. Yes, Sean Betta's ex-LAPD. He's ex a lot of things. He was like in the SWAT team, right? Like a riot team. I couldn't believe that resume when I heard it. Crazy. And he handles himself pretty well. You never see him get too excited. He's been there a lot. I want to know so bad what his salary is. Gwyneth Paltrow's best performance as Melvin is in 7. That's a good one, Melvin. I might
at
agree
the
with
end
that.
of 7.
Huey Lewis, right? Huey Lewis sings that with her, and duets.
You
Paul
haven't seen Seven,
Giamatti's
have
been
you?
I have seen Seven. I had
What
it on a
happens
D
at the
Scrambler.
end?
Kevin Spacey comes out of the closet.
Well, that was before. But what happens at the end of
Classic
Seven?
arm.
What he's referring to?
I forget. It's
Oh,
been
jeez.
25 years. I
I
forget.
still know it. Yes,
Go
I
ahead,
know it's
tell
been
me.
that long.
Tell us spoilers. Yes, we love spoilers on
They
it.
find her head in a box. Sorry, everybody.
Oh.
Okay.
That's the joke.
Yes. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do. Lot of stuff going on here. We are gonna play this. It's just for we're so lucky to have him, and this is our friend here.
So I scored a short animated film called Cowabunga. The opening
I know,
shot
so
is of
he
a
does
UFO
this. I'm
flying by,
sorry.
followed by a title card, followed by another shot of the UFO flying by. Because we have
By the way, look at that head of hair.
Wait,
Look at that head of
Did
hair.
he even ask you if he could play this?
No. It's okay, fine.
Nice job.
two similar shots back to back, I composed a kind of call and response.
David, you could sublet that hairline and
This is-
really pay for your
I
rent for
know.
like 3 years.
It's so funny
Both
because
pairs
like
of chords are chromatically related. The first one is going from C major to A major.
this is
The
my
second
other
one is going from
persona.
C major to F sharp major.
I think this is a Tim Burton score, right? You do here? I'm trying to remember how this went.
do you want to watch the well
There's only a
no,
couple.
never mind.
It's only like 30 seconds.
I-
Don't worry about it. I think we're all family here. In fact, I'm sure of it. We're
Me
fine.
talking about
and it
nerdy
kind of evolves
composer.
into E flat major because I'm
I apologize for him.
Can I tell you my favorite E flat major story real briefly?
kind of evolves into
I
E
hate
flat
myself.
major because I'm trying to build tension before a big moment. We'll talk about that another time.
Well, let's talk
phrases
about
are
it now.
similar.
I would be like, no, let's talk about the tension right now.
Okay, so an E flat major chord consists of the notes E flat, G, and B flat, and I will build on what I'm saying here if you want.
By the way, David is a music teacher and tutor. Anyone in the South LA area, whether you like music or not, please use him and give him all your money. He played for Barbra Streisand. You talk about stress. You talk about tension. You talk about pressure. Playing in front of fucking Babs at a wedding
That was insane.
at Josh is crazy. It's crazy. And you
With-
people love Streisand. That's the crazy part.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I thought you would scratch my eyes out if I didn't know. And both Brolins, James and Josh.
And both Brolins. Josh Brolin, the committer of
He would have really
domestic,
scratched
you
my
know
eyes
what,
out.
to Diane Lane, and his career couldn't be more thriving. Meanwhile, Depp goes to trial for it, and he's thought of as a WB. And I'm not talking Warner Brothers. And Josh Brolin, because this happened in 2005, we don't talk about it. He very much abused Diane Lane, and nobody brings it up. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I read an article about it recently because you've always referenced it and I didn't know the details, and I guess like his not fully explaining it is because she doesn't want it fully explained or something, or she doesn't want to talk about it publicly, or it seemed like a really limp dick defense.
Oh, they don't. They're not. He just doesn't want you to bring it up. He went to jail for it.
Oh,
And
I didn't
somehow
realize that.
got bailed out. It's a whole thing. We'll talk about it next time. It was
Yeah.
he got picked up, and I think Diane Lane wouldn't press charges. He just decided not to.
Right. I love her. I don't know how you
Oh,
get
Sarah
to
loves her
come to
too.
blows with her. Yeah.
I know Diane Lane is just she's classy and elegant and obviously attractive.
She's so
and everything.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird about that. I was thinking it's like Martha Kent fought Thanos, right? For all you comic book nerds.
I would even
And,
move into her under the Tuscan sun into that little villa.
Yeah.
and decorate with her as a couple.
Right.
Well, the infidelity movie with
focaccia.
Richard Gere.
Oh, what is that called?
Oh, shit. What's the name of
Unfaithful?
that guy?
Is it
Unfaithful? Yes,
Unfaithful,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood is in Unforgiven, dear.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The one you're thinking about.
Brendan's got a reference here, Sarah. I actually saw Vibrator Addiction open for LA Guns in the 90s with Anthony Francavilla. What a dick. What a dick with this naval reference. LA Guns is a band that Depp competed against in when he was with Rock City Angels. Very similar band. I wouldn't even call them a bridge band. They're really just heavy metal. Like Guns N' Roses is way better than each one of them.
Yes.
Kathy Scott says it's the only man I like. So this is more David. This is good stuff.
And that they both start on beat 2 of their respective measures, and they're rhythmically the same.
Shut up, you
In order to
nerd.
make them different. The first phrase
Talking to
is
you,
more
Arm.
light, more magical, more benign sounding. I didn't want to give away the full force of the orchestra to give the impression that it's a serious or scary film, and also it's just better pacing
I'm going
to not
on
give
mute.
away the full force of the orchestra right away. To capture this gentler effect, I orchestrated the 2 triads for 6
I got your triad, pal. I got your triad.
woodwind instruments in a higher register.
Why are you
with a
torturing him?
closed voicing on the triads. The flute and piccolo, I have them doing another thing. We'll talk about it in a second.
I'm trying to give David street cred. I don't think people realize the magnitude of.
You're doing the
composer he is.
opposite.
In
Yeah.
contrast, the second phrase has triads in a lower register.
If
with
you
an
haven't
open
gotten the
voicing.
clue, he
I
would rather
orchestrated
you
them
not
for
play
4
this.
wood sextuplet 16th notes. They're outlining the chord, whatever
You
the chord
continue.
is, that's meaning a note, playing tremolo. Oh, and
We
the
played it
viol-
before. Oh, good.
You had me at tremolo. All right, I'll end it there. I mean, I cannot. I listened to that maybe 100 times, and
Oh my
it gets
God.
better each time. I think. Well, and we all agree.
And
We
by-
all agree.
I'll send you the film that I'm referring. I wrote the music for this cartoon that this Disney director directed, and that's what I'm talking about in that video. So I think my street cred would be better illustrated with a little excerpt from the movie. So I will send that to you.
This
and
is
you
what
can
happens. This is what happens. Sarah, Autobot wants to ride Space Mountain with you.
What's the joke in there before I respond?
Black Morticia Adams prefers the looks of Depp. I think black women prefer Depp over Brad Pitt. If I polled 100 black women, I think 95 of them would take Depp over Brad Pitt. I think hence the episode Johnny and the Blacks. I think black women. I mean, not only that, Jump Street is a half black cast for the most part, right? So he had his. I thought he had his hoodie pass back then. Right, and when you watch City of Lies, it only accentuates it more. I think I have more of a hoodie pass than he does, but that's up for another show.
Does the constant Tim Burton association negate
That doesn't. Yes.
Yeah.
As we had that when Tim Burton hasn't had one lead black actor in how many movies and stuff, and they're not only they white, they're really you can't be white enough
British.
to be in Tim Burton. I know. Autobot wants to ride Space Mountain with you, Sarah, in Seattle. So
No, that's
when you
not
have
what
the
he says, and he corrects you later.
when you get the chance.
Because once again, you have read something incorrectly.
Then here Amazon returns at my job, and I laugh my ass off when people return their sex toys.
Ugh.
Thank you,
God.
Sarah.
Just
Thank you
throw
for
them
getting
out.
my subtle jackhammer joke, says Melvin. All right, this just came out. I mean, I've known about this movie for a long time. Depp is one of the ways that makes him a mensch is he does a lot of shit for his friends. And I bring this guy up all the time. Jonathan Shaw is he's a celebrity tattoo artist. He is part of the thing of people who Depp bailed out. And he is a gun runner in addition to many other things. And doesn't sound Depp, I say this all the time. Depp has the worst friends. If there's one thing, maybe the thing I dislike about him most, he needs to hang out with these outlaw badasses and tattoo artists. And people he overrates what these people are at their core. I need to not only pick his movies, but I need to pick his friends. And I think I would shave off about 90% of his friends. I would reboot the entire thing. And this is one of these dirtbags. The guy's a tattoo artist. Stop making him out to be more than he is. I hang out with the dealer of? I collect a lot of baseball hats and basketball hats and sideline NFL hats. Do I need to hang out with the dealer of those hats?
Yes.
Like he does with tattoo. Why do you need to hang out with this guy? Why?
May I ask a question? Is there a video we're gonna watch?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Why?
It's my favorite video, I think. If it's what I think it is.
It's the trailer for the new documentary.
Then never mind. Of course, you don't have the
SCAB
right
Vendor.
one.
Which video are you talking about?
I need the video of Depp getting a tattoo.
Well, I think it is in there. It's in this.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So this
need
is
to prepare.
SCAB Vendor. It's a documentary on this guy. As Sarah said, he deserves a documentary like Elvis deserved his black belt.
This is your first tattoo, so I might as well tell you. It stings a little bit.
I might say that he operates, if you're in New York City, I think it's still there. He operates out of the Lower East Side, this hip area of Manhattan where now you can't live anywhere anymore. So there's nothing affordable and there's nothing artiste anymore. Everything's out of reach. Everything.
Right.
You whites gentrified Harlem and you ruined it for my people. I'll never forgive you for that. That's just, let's just get that out there. And so he has a tattoo shop down there, and it's like Iggy Pop and fucking Jim Jarmusch and all these Lower East, and they all think, and they've all sold out years ago. And
Right.
of course, Depp is in the mix with this Jaguar.
So it's like what CBGB's is now.
Yes, Barbados. Yes, Sarah. Thank you. Very Barbados.
Oh, here comes that Jonathan Shaw. Here comes trouble.
Jonathan came in at a period of time when there was a real major renaissance happening in tattooing.
He was world famous before any of us knew who he was. He's one of those gruff, old school scab vendors, man.
My childhood was a typical American dream nightmare. We'd hang out at Jim Morrison's.
I'm so jealous.
Does anybody?
I'm already jealous.
Does anybody have the balls to admit here or anywhere that you just had a normal, nice childhood? Do we all have traumatized? Is that the easy? I'm sick of it, and I don't buy it half the time.
Well,
now. I'm tired of
today's
it.
definition of trauma, the answer is yes, we all have trauma.
Johnny,
Look at that face, by the way. God.
I like Jim Morrison. He probably
Not
wouldn't
the same
like
way
me,
I
but
do.
like him. Yeah, I know.
Name 3 songs, John. I mean, Arm.
L.A. Woman, because
Wow.
Billy Idol did a remake of it.
You really reached deep for that one.
You remember that? Riders on the
2
Storm.
more.
Riders on the Storm.
1 more.
Break on through.
You chose the most commercial,
I just
Oliver Stone crap.
Place in Laurel Canyon or Frank Zappa's Big Log Cabin.
I will log you off right now if you insult. Look, I'm not pretending to be. I'm not pretending to be older than I am. They're not meant for my generation. I respect the Doors. I know a lot about them. Dennis Baldante said the Lizard King, for Christ's sake. So I don't have to prove anything to you people.
Name 2 albums.
I like them. I'm not an expert. I never claimed to be like you, pretending to be older.
You think you're an expert on everything.
I don't think I'm an expert in everything.
1 album.
Down the road.
Lizard King.
No.
Room 27, Hotel Buenos Aires. That's where I began my crooked tattoo journey.
Artist Jonathan Shaw is to tattoo what Jimi Hendrix was to rock and roll.
No, what David is to composing.
Get it right.
Look at Mr. Badass here with the guns.
Yeah.
I could take all 3 of these guys at the same time, as a matter of in the squared circle.
That's a
Handicap match.
screwdriver.
Me versus these 3 guys in this. No guns. No guns. Can't use your dumb guns, you big cowards. You're afraid of your own shadow. You got to run around with a gun all the time.
Jonathan was always surrounded by.
By the way, sorry, I got to play this. Where'd it go? 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 Come on, come on.
You Homo sapiens and your guns.
Right.
All.
Sarah, we've lost control of the show.
I've never.
Sarah,
had
that
control of
cartoon
the
cat of
show.
yours. That cartoon cat of yours.
By the
I
way,
am not into.
it's her
Yes.
birthday this month.
Oh,
She's 8.
happy
She's
We
so
gonna.
beautiful.
She's in the thumbnail.
Yes, she is. That's why.
What's
She's
the
passed
actual
out
date?
behind my laptop monitor.
What's the actual date?
I want to say June 12th, but we're not sure.
Okay.
So her and Depp have the same horoscope sign.
Yes,
She is the Johnny Depp of female cats.
she's such a sweetie.
What a cute the cheekbones on that cat and the charisma
Gorgeous,
just
gorgeous,
oozes
gorgeous.
through the screen. I'm not even a big cat guy. Let's watch it again.
Don't you have the video of her opening the cabinet?
I do, but I don't know
Okay,
if I have
then
it
forget it.
queued
We'll
up
move
over
on.
here. I think I had
That
it,
was
I
okay.
love
So
that.
she's been mentioned. That was her little tribute. We'll move along.
Hey, John and Sarah, it's Holly Robinson Pete. How you doing?
What's that playing in the background, Sarah?
I don't know.
And never, it doesn't matter. Here we go.
It's not me.
Culture, whether it be low culture or high culture.
Tattoos, drugs,
You guys see Manson back there? It was a clip of him really fast.
I'm not shocked.
drugs, sex, rock and roll.
Jonathan was kind of
See Kate Moss?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the time. There's a writer who is that whatchamacallit? Naomi Campbell.
Naomi
right?
Campbell?
Yeah.
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 I think so.
Right
Yeah,
there.
She
this
hung
is
in
the
those
time-
circles, so.
She and Depp were living in New York for like 5 minutes in 1994 or 5, I want to say. And so this is that whole thing. There was a writer who exclusively covered them. I forget the guy's name, gay black guy, and he had an Instagram, and I think I could get him, and he has a bunch of stories about them in those weird years when they were hanging out in the Lower East Side. So yeah, this is he's all linked into that whole scene.
was kind of a maniac back then.
If you came to
That was Jim Jarmusch.
Jonathan's door and knocked on it, most likely he was going to open the door with a shotgun. Everything at times with him was a challenge.
You know, it'd be great to walk into this place and ask for the most cliche off the rack tattoo just to see him get angry. Like just ask, "Oh, I love my mom," or barbed
mom
wire or
tattoo,
something.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, or barbed wire or something, just to see him go crazy. I would love to do that.
He saw art in tattooing like nobody else saw it. And he saw tattooing in other people's art.
The quest for redemption through art has been the only thing I ever did that didn't end up in the
Was that Tim Burton? No, that's Depp and Jim Jarmusch.
Oh, interesting.
If you don't know who Jim Jarmusch is, he's like an independent filmmaker
Right.
who directed
that
Dead
didn't
Man.
end up.
That's not Tim Burton. I thought it was Tim Burton. Looks like him in the profile, right?
It does, yeah. Yeah.
So there's Jim Jarmusch. He's skinny fat. Huh. That's a rare thing to pull off. Jim Jarmusch is perfect skinny fat. Look at him.
Yeah.
Brothers in skinny fat. I gotta
Little
Jesus
tummy on him.
Christ.
Yeah.
Diane Lane in Streets of Fire, says Black Morticia Adams. Sarah, you ever see that one?
No, I have not.
I'm gonna check that out. What year is that, Black Morticia? BMA.
toilets.
Give me that. No, that's Depp giving him a tattoo. This is Pirates garb Depp. This is probably like 2007, probably after the first Pirates going into the 2 sequels. See that?
Yeah, there he is.
Is that Sweetser, you think? That background, or France?
I don't know what the interior of either property look like, so
You're supposed to. Why are you here?
why'd we hire you?
He's a gun running felon. He can't leave the country. Right?
Give me that.
I want the other video.
He really kind of helped elevate consciousness of tattooing.
So
I like
this
the
is
other
going to be
video.
in every
I like the
theater
other
near
video.
you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I like the other video of Depp and SCAB Vendor better.
Well, that's the new trailer that came out for the movie.
He's completely shirtless.
It's going to be in every theater near you. It's probably going to beat Avengers at the box office. In fact, I know it is. Philly 29. Look at that mensch. He's here. Why is it so embarrassing to hear your own voice?
It's just
I
what
know,
I'm talking
Philly.
about.
You sound great, by the way. He's so right, Philly 29. You sound great. Everybody hates their own voice, except for me, apparently. I do hate my own voice.
It's just that we all have a double life, and the not hip version of me does not need to be aired out on the Deppening. I'm kidding.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. I'm kidding.
So let me just quickly wrap up this.
I've
SCAB
never
Vendor
seen
bullshit.
I've never seen Depp belly laugh like that before. By the way,
I've seen that laugh often.
Okay.
And he only laughs like that with people like that. So you have to be
right.
a hip outlaw celebrity, and he will laugh at you.
He'll
fake
summon
laugh,
it
and
for you.
Yeah, he'll summon more. Like that's what an actor does. I don't
Or
believe
the other time he did that was when you gave him your movie suggestions. Type of role scenes to take.
he wishes. He wishes. Hey, Deuters, I'm coming for you, Stephen Deuters. I'm coming for you. You're going to be
Don't
out on
say
your
that.
ass.
Don't say it like
ruined
that.
the last 10 years.
Let's rephrase
You
that.
ruined the last 10 years, and I'm going to have to redeem it for your horrible taste in scripts. You're going to be out on your ass. I just threw a fake punch. If I was on camera right now, you would have seen a fake punch. I really did. I threw a fake punch. Yes, I'm drinking.
Braggart again.
And so this is the scab vendor from the Hollywood Reporter, and this came out. Johnny Depp, Iggy Pop, and filmmaker Jim Jarmusch are among those sharing memories about tattoo artist Jonathan Shaw. In the trailer for the documentary featured Scab Vendor, Confessions of a Tattoo Artist. Dark Star Pictures releases the movie from directors Lucas de Barros. How about Dana Barros? Is everyone European? Is everyone an American director? Right?
Federico de Barros.
God. All you got to do to be if anyone wants to be aspiring director and actually just change your name to something European and they will give you a 5-picture deal. It doesn't matter what you've done. I am so tired of fucking European directors. And Mariana Tomei, not Jim Tomei, the slugger from the Indians, in theaters June 14th before it hits VOD. That's video on demand platforms. July 30th, Scab Vendor examines the life of Jonathan Shaw, who opened not Brian Shaw, who deserves a movie, Fun City's Tattoo Studio in New York City before. So it's called Fun City Tattoo. If you're in New York, go down there. I'm begging you. And ask for the most cliche tattoo that they have. Say, I want barbed wire. I want mom on my fucking, and see what he does. In New York City, before tattooing was even legal in Manhattan, the son of a band leader, Artie Shaw, and actress Doris, he's even a Nepo baby. Isn't it crazy? Even tattoo artists are Nepo babies.
Right.
Doris Dowling of Dowling College fame. Jonathan Shaw suffered an overdose in his 20s. He bounced back by becoming a go-to tattoo artist in New York City, where he enjoyed a celebrity lifestyle and developed friendships with various public figures. The film also focuses on Shaw's realization at the height of his career that he needed to change his path in life, like running effing guns. I think I'd change that if I were you. The Depp had to bail him out to the tune of, what was it, Sarah? $850,000 to keep him out of jail?
Sarah said she'll be right back.
Okay. Do you remember that, David?
I do remember this vaguely.
He was on the list of guys that Depp had to bail out, like Saljenko and William Rassel, and $850,000.
What? By the way, what does it say about our culture that we have to do documentaries about celebrity hangers-on now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I'm a documentary maker, I would just give up. That got greenlit.
if that,
I mean, like, I got something really enriching and educational, and you're really gonna be better for it and learn. Oh, let's do a tattoo artist documentary.
Yeah, right. Where they're reading way too much into the significance of tattoos.
Yep. Let me see here. Video wise, I want to say this is a guy. I said this guy before, and he's really, because we have David here. It's important you look at this. Wayman Tisdale, born on June 9th, as is Natalie Portman, as is Michael J. Fox. And I want to start a band called the June 9ths, and all of them in the same band at the same time. So what would happen would be Natalie Portman would sing. Depp would play. I would love for Depp not to play guitar in this. I guess Depp has to play guitar. I guess
Depp is the roadie.
Yeah. Wayman Tisdale plays bass, a Grammy Award-winning bass guitarist, and Michael J. Fox, for some reason, is going to play drums.
Does he play? He plays drums in Back to the Future, doesn't he? Or he plays guitar in Back to the Future.
He plays guitar. I thought he played drums, and he doesn't. I spent 2 hours looking for pictures of him playing drums last night, and I couldn't find anything. I suppose if I'd gone through like the entire run of Family Ties
or Family, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe even Spin City. You could probably find footage of him playing drums somewhere.
Yeah.
I like Depp's laugh, double him 30, but I think it's fake. I think he I think he over laughs around people like Frank, fucking Jonathan Shaw.
He turns into Fallon around these people. Yeah.
He's Jimmy Fallon. So you know what? Every time Jonathan Shaw says something, I turn right into fucking Jimmy Fallon, that cornball motherfucker hack. Everyone and their dog is a tattoo these days. I agree, Frank the Tank. It's not even cool anymore. It's been a year. It hasn't been cool in years. It's actually cooler to not have one, I feel like.
Yeah.
Do you have any tattoos, David?
I don't.
Rick the Electrician says, I just came back to life. I'm sitting fantasizing what the future will look like and how I can make the most of it. I believe you, Rick. I believe you. That's what we should all be doing. How do we make it better for the next generation? often parents don't feel that way. I think David's parents do feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I saw the difference between parents who like they got theirs and they're just checked out for the rest of their life. They hope they die before they have to, actually make a difference in the world.
Yes. Melvin says, "Backed into a corner by Sarah is the best version of all." I know what he's talking about. Yeah, Sarah's intimidating, and I just swore to myself, I am not taking her shit. I am going to hit back. Because you freeze for a while. She's so, like I said before, she's so. This is what you get when Sarah speaks. It really comes out.
President Trump summoned the mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack.
Now, how do you like answer someone back like that? It's intimidating, right? So you freeze, and I just back myself into a corner, and it's pretty easy to hit back.
It would be funny if Sarah like traveled with a desk in front of her and flags behind her. It's like, how could you not be intimidated?
I'm just listening.
Oh, she came back in. See, Sarah just went to Target and came back, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
One more time with this. I got to play this. Like and subscribe, everyone. Like and subscribe. And this.
Dearest, Deppening faithful, if able, please donate via Cash App and Venmo or the QR code or the Super Chats or become a member. You can also join us at patreon.com/Wino forever. Have a great weekend.
There's Hooper. Welcome, Hooper. Good to see you, sir. Bathwater Hooper. Hey, Hooper, I told my nephew about the drag race we're going to have on William Floyd Parkway. You smoking marijuana and me drinking for an hour, and we race to Shoreham Wading River on William Floyd Parkway. It'll be like, it'll be like very, the cops will follow us. Right. So it'll be like it'll be all corned off. No one's going to be allowed on the road. We will hijack William Floyd Parkway for the race. I'm sure the town will go along with it. They always do. And I'll pay off the judges. And me drinking for an hour versus Hooper smoking marijuana for an hour. And let's see what happens.
Oh, there's probably 2 other people from that town that had the same idea on the same day as you. I mean, my goodness.
Speaking of marijuana, look who it is, everyone.
Bon Jovial. Oh, nice.
Jesus, I'm so late. God.
Welcome, sir. I hate to do this. It's so cliche, but what time is it there now?
Really? It's 7:36 a.m., so I'm an hour and 36 minutes late. And I'm so sorry. This is my morning voice you're hearing here. And here's a bit of... here's Amber Heard laughing. Yeah, that broke the ice, didn't it?
I love that.
The maniacal laugh.
That's great.
How are you going, guys? I've just listened to like the last 5 minutes of what you're up to, so I'm caught up. I'm loving the drops, the video drops. Jesus,
yeah,
you've got it all together, man.
No one's you. You're the best. You are truly the best, Tina Turner.
No,
you're the best. I don't say that. I don't use the B word often. You are the best.
No, thank you. No, thank you. The sperm on the pillows. No, thank you. No, thank you. The sperm on the pillows.
Beat that, right?
Can I tell you my favorite Matt Dillon story real briefly?
Oh, my God. This is the rest of the show. Both of you dueling with sound effects.
I can't. Yeah, I can't compete with them. I got some weird ones. This is eyebrows and eyelashes, right, Sarah? The worst part is he doesn't even have He doesn't even have access to our stuff. He's playing his own drops from whatever the hell he's using. I still don't.
That's right.
I hate men.
Oh my God, Kathy Scott made the show. The great Kathy Scott made the show. Black Morticia Adams, thank you for hanging. I'm going to take that as a yes because you're going to be on the Jump Street watch long. I don't care how fucking. We're all busy. You're busy. I'm busy. Joey's busy. You're hanging with us. Got to head to work. I have a question before I leave. Do you guys think the Terry Gilliam movie will get made? I do think it's going to get made because it's got Saudi funding, and G Canada hipped us to how wealthy. G Canada thinks this guy is among the top 3 wealthiest people in the world that Depp's hanging with now. And that's who's funding it. I'm sure of it. And we're going to get to that article to end towards the end of the show. The
Terry
Saudi
Gilliam will
funding.
Terry Gilliam will probably get every movie he's ever fantasized made in his lifetime now, in a short 3-year period.
You know, it was Marta, as a matter of fact, that actually floated. Why don't you find this Hollywood funding when people find these weird financiers, and you're like, where does the money come from? You know,
Yeah.
and so this popped up, and I always meant to read this article, and we're gonna get to that towards the end. There's a musical side to this. Thank God Bon Jovial's here, because I got to play him a clip, because I don't know if you listen to some of the old shows, but this is. While you're here, and we'll get to the musical side. Thank God we have you and David, two real kind of virtuoso musicians. Do you know who Tom Wotat is, Bon Jovial?
No.
Supposedly he's a super producer for Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue, who kind of scouted all those bands back in the day. And this is what he has to say about Depp and his band as a musician in those days in the mix. You're gonna love this.
Okay, cool.
I so wanted
I
so wanted your opinion on this when we first did it, but I gotta circle back to it. It's too huge.
Oh, Zootat. I thought you meant Woo-Tat. W.
Okay.
I know,
you know
that
this guy?
name now. Yeah. I just know the name. Yeah.
So he's legitimate.
Oh yeah.
Listen to this.
It's just a certain kind of energy, and I discovered Johnny Depp, and I discovered Renee Zellweger, when I was doing this, and I thought Renee would become a big actress and maybe be nominated for an Academy Award one day, and I thought that Johnny Depp isn't going to be a rock star, but he'll be like Johnny Depp auditioned for me twice, and this is a funny story.
Isn't this crazy, Von?
Yeah, that's weird. Johnny Depp auditioned.
So this is before he was on Jump Street. This is like the early '80s in Florida. This is what he thinks of him as a musician.
Johnny Depp auditioned for me twice, and this is a funny story. So I go to a rehearsal, and the manager's a friend of mine. He goes, "Oh man, I got this band from Jacksonville. They're really great," and I go see him, and they were terrible. Johnny Depp was the worst guitarist I'd ever seen, but his charisma was insane, And so afterwards, I looked at his manager and I said, "Listen, buddy," I said, "that ain't going to make it, but you should get this kid an agent and put him in TV or in a movie, This kid's a star. But these songs suck. The musicianship is terrible, and it's going nowhere, right?" So a couple of months later, he calls me and he goes, "I don't believe you, but we auditioned for every record label in the world, and they passed." And he goes, "So I got him an agent. Nothing's happened yet." And another few months go by. He goes, "Tom," he goes, "Johnny, he's going to star in this new TV show, 21 Jump Street."
Wow.
And he goes, "You were right." And I go, "I know, the kid's he's the real deal, he just ain't going to make it in a rock band." So anyway, I'm like, "Congrats, man." I said, "He will be one of the biggest actors in the whole freaking world, man. I'm telling you." And he goes, "I tell you what," he goes, "when I get my first $1 million, I'm going to buy you a Corvette." And I said, "Sounds like a plan." He goes, "I would have never thought to get him an agent if you hadn't said that." Right.
Did you get the Corvette?
So, well, I had to buy it for myself, but I'll tell you the funny story.
Those are IOUs.
About a year later, he calls me and he goes, "Man," he goes, "I owe you a Corvette." I said, "Well, you could just reimburse me for the one I already bought." And he goes, "Man," he goes, "Johnny Depp, that motherfucker fired me and he didn't pay me. I had $2 million in commissions. He didn't pay me." And he goes, "I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to renege on that, but I got fucked and now you get fucked."
Isn't that crazy?
That's great.
Wow.
What do you think about that, Bon? What he said about his guitar skills or lack thereof?
I'd put Johnny's on par with Kurt Cobain's. So no, not a good guitarist, but fine. But still fine. Like
that story about the agent, and that's a Tracy Jacobs story. In addition to that agent, is not Tracy Jacobs. It's the guy before Tracy Jacobs. That's who got him on Jump Street. Tracy Jacobs jumps in his grave. Depp owes Tracy Jacobs $12 million in back agent fees as well.
Oh my God.
That's the second time he's done it. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
And the band was the Rock City Angels, and that contract went to Guns N' Roses from David Geffen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord.
They moved to Memphis, that band, the Rock City
Yeah,
Angels.
that probably hurt Depp so much back then.
He bailed on the band, and they all broke up when he got Jump Street, and it killed the band.
Yeah, they're still going though. I remember we looked it up ages ago.
Well,
I listened to
a little bit.
They're still. Oh, it's all. Yeah, it's no
The
good.
lead
of
singer
course.
committed suicide, Bobby Durango.
Oh, jeez.
You'll love this, Bond. When I was, I was probably like a junior in high school, maybe. I bought they said no one has this album. Like he was talking about this before. I actually went to Record World. Gary Delabate hit the shuggy button, and I bought the Rock City Angels tape because I'd heard in Tiger Beat magazine that Depp played on the thing, and I bought it and opened it in the store and read the liner notes. And sure enough, it said Mary written by Johnny Depp, and I bought the fucking tape.
Oh my
I
God.
don't buy that whatsoever.
You want the receipt? I still have the receipt.
True.
Record World.
I got him.
That was a drop, John.
Probably do.
Sarah makes some great drops, as a matter of fact.
Oh, she's impossible.
I'm still. My heart is still
amazing.
recovering from that insult to Kurt Cobain's guitar playing.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's not. No, don't get me wrong. It's not that he's not like it's like being a guitarist for like 2 years or something. But
You're
that
not
doesn't
gonna-
matter.
You will
Doesn't
not
mean
earn
that-
my forgiveness here.
But
Don't backtrack, John. Bond.
I love Nirvana. Nirvana was awesome, but that's what Johnny's at, that level, and
Can I
that's
ask you guys,
fine if you
how
can
often has
write the
Cobain
songs.
played guitar? Where do we find him? Like, what are you going by? I don't remember if Cobain. I've never watched him play guitar.
What's the question? How often does Kurt Cobain play guitar?
As far as
Not so
in
much
terms of
now, but
It's
no,
been a
no,
while, but
he'd played it for years, but he never got. I don't think he got lessons. So
he played it. I think he was like 12 or 13 when he started. He taught himself. Or no. He had
yeah.
a music teacher aunt who helped him, but he played it all the way up through 27 when he
Thank
died
you,
30 years
Rodney.
ago.
Hey, Arm, what's your thoughts on Bill Walton as a basketball geek? Replace Kareem with Bill Walton in an airplane and jump. That's a pretty good idea. Or Jump Street. Bill's commentary on games didn't match my observations. He was tripping, Fear and Loathing style. I like Bill Walton. I like his Grateful Dead style, but he was overrated as an NBA career. He played a couple of big seasons. He's a Trailblazer NBA Finals. That's huge. But he was so fucking injured all the time that he kind of doesn't deserve the legend he has as a player. I mean, ridiculous injuries. Had like I want to say 3 or 4 good seasons, and that's it. His personality usurps his ability on what he accomplished as a player, as a matter of fact.
I hate to
Go ahead,
interrupt
Sarah.
your NBA conversation with a thought of my own on the NBA because you are the king, the self-appointed king.
I'm not
But
saying we all have our blind spots.
as a Oregonian, I appreciate his service. I thank him for his service, but he was a Celtic, and the Celtics can claim him.
Are you kidding me? He's a Blazer. He's not a Celtic. He
Celtics
was the
can have
6th
him.
man on
It's
Boston. He
fine.
didn't even start.
He went
was
out on a
Ricky-
bad note. He
He
blamed
didn't even
Portland for
start.
everything
He
wrong
got
in his
traded for
life.
Cedric Maxwell. He's
Oh
not
my
a Celtic.
God.
He's a Trailblazer. He is
All
a
right.
Blazer. It's not even close.
You cannot
He's not a
ever
Celtic.
have a different opinion.
Because he has red hair and he's white does not mean
Oh my
he's a Celtic.
God.
He is a Trailblazer. He's responsible for their goddamn championship, and that is you're still clinging to it. And it's how many years later? So yeah, he is a Blazer. It's not even close. The Celtics claim everything, and fuck them. And this whole thing and CBS and Bird and all the. How does a team in the 80s in a league that's 85% black have a roster that's 85% white unless it's calculated?
Are you
Explain that
okay?
to me, please. I'm begging you.
Get
I
your
say we let the
fan.
chat
He's a
decide.
blazer.
Get your fan. Fan yourself. You have the vapors. It'll be okay.
Fan yourself, John. Fan yourself.
Get your fainting bed.
I'm gonna do just
Put
to
on
get
your
my nephew-
hosiery and change your tampon and use your fainting bed.
I am going to do a NBA fantasy league this year, everyone, because of the new rules. And now I trust it. I was circumspect and I was very down on all the load management and stuff and the fake injuries, and I really didn't want to do it. I just couldn't deal with, having a guy and you draft him and he misses 50 games, the Ben Simmons of the world. And I'm going to come back in this week. I have a good feeling we're going to get a fan-friendly year this year. I'm going to come back in this year. And my nephew Sean's going to be in it. So we just one Vietnamese guy. Okay. So music-wise, I want to show you guys this. This is the great Wayman Tisdale. I want you two musicians, and Sarah certainly can weigh in as well.
Are you
Wayman
sure?
Wayman Tisdale was born on June 9th. He is the same. He is from same background as Depp. They're literally the same person. Preacher, played in a church band. Music is his first love. He's probably a better basketball player, although it's close. And as Depp claims music is his first love, I don't necessarily buy it. This is Wayman Tisdale playing what I just sang, Cruisin', and this is on a cruise. And this is what I wish the Hollywood vampires would do more of. Have fun like this.
Oh boy.
How great was that note he hit in the beginning, right?
Two left-handed guitarists.
He's a
What are the
lefty.
odds
Yes,
of that,
thank you,
Deppening?
Bond. I can't believe you knew that. He's the lefty.
I'm a left-handed guitarist. I am. I'm always shocked. Two
Then
in
you should
one
appreciate
band.
Kurt Cobain, and he had
I
scoliosis
love Kurt
too.
Cobain. I'm probably going to buy a Kurt Cobain guitar soon. Trust me. Wait a sec. Let me just take over the show. I didn't say Kurt wasn't an awesome songwriter. Nirvana in my top 10.
I agree, Bond, with every word you're saying.
He just
You
wasn't
don't understand
like
what he's saying.
He wasn't Eddie Van Halen on guitar. That's what I'm saying. And neither is Depp. So I just need to clarify that.
I'm just kidding. Kind of.
I want to say thank you, Dublin. Thank you, Dublin 30. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Thank you for joining us this time. Go ahead. I'm sorry, guys. Continue.
Dublin. We should say Dublin.
Dublin.
That's-
Thank
if
you,
can-
Dublin. Who cares what these numbers
John,
are?
and I just have to say, John, you sound effervescent. You sound
drinking.
so full of life. I'm loving it.
Tell him why,
just-
David.
So you can brag.
No, I don't want to brag.
Arm is half in the bag. That's why he sounds effervescent.
I know. I went back to the start. He's had some beverages. First time ever.
First time ever.
Unbelievable,
That's
John.
high-pitched mic.
And after all of these years where the temptation to drink on a podcast must have been like 200% when you're running through the size of Howard's mansion for the 88,000th time.
Maybe the equilibrium. Maybe the equilibrium. Yeah. By the way, Bon, what do you think about Lotus Notes this summer?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I don't think Bond knows what you're talking about.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, now I am. This is a segment idea, isn't it? A thing?
No. It's I'm going to do like a Howard show in terms of just like a once a week. We're going to call it Lotus Notes, like a theme thing. So obviously you're in it.
Dream come true. Can I be on it with you?
Of course, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, can I not get yelled at on it?
Guess who's gonna be in it too? Sarah.
I once in a while, but you two
no.
are the magic of this.
What
I
about
would
what about
love to.
David? It's just
I'll
his
join
dream
in.
is-
Yeah.
His dream is to
yeah.
be on this. He has an excuse now to talk about this shit.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to crowbar it in. Right.
Exactly.
Fuck
You don't
Bond.
crowbar on that show. Okay, this is Wayman Tisdale playing Ain't No Stopping Us Now. And if, when I go to the cookouts with my black friends, this is a big song at the cookouts. So here we go. This is really, this guy, can I give you a little backstory? He passed away at 44 years old. And about
God.
12, 13 years ago, and this is his last performance, and he comes out with a cane here to play this.
Very sad.
I'm going to get choked up.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Number 23, Wayman Tisdale. How we doing tonight?
Before I get, I want you guys to notice the snow bunnies in the crowd. There's a bunch of white women, and
Never
it is
gets
they
done.
call the snow bunnies is in the black community white women who love black guys, and they are in the front row. And he stays focused. He could easily, but he stays focused.
I don't believe it, y'all. But they said this group was going to be better than the earlier group.
Speaking of Depp, look at the charisma on this guy. Look at him. Look
Yeah.
at him. He
Well,
is
I
so
also-
likable. Go ahead.
I
Doug,
also
I'm
love
sorry.
that he doesn't. I love that he doesn't know the names of any of the groups. Like this group is going to be better than the group before.
So
great.
he's the closing act in this super cruise here. He was on a cruise, Star Trek cruise.
I said, Are you guys more lively or I don't know. Say hey, hey. Say ho. All right. Say ooh, ooh. Say ooh, ooh.
I want that jersey so bad. I want that. I can't stop looking at that jersey. I want that jersey so bad.
You know what he reminds me of?
Where the party?
What's there?
He reminds me of the joy that you could see in Jerome Kersey's eyes whenever he
Yes.
was able to sing.
Good comparison. Yes.
There's a clip of Jerome Kersey, Portland Trailblazer, who passed away, singing the national anthem before a Blazer game, and he was so happy just to be able to get up there and sing. Wasn't great, but everybody loved him. He was, an icon in Oregon, and sadly passed away from a blood clot.
Oh God.
That's a great comparison. And we're gonna get the clip of him singing the national. I have it like 100 times on a hard drive. We're gonna play that. Melvin says, "Long time no see, Bon Jovial. I was just in Melbourne at the end of the last year." I believe you. Remember Melvin vanished last year?
you.
That must
Yeah.
have been where he was.
Yeah.
That's probably the root of that. John needs to get into shoplifting so he doesn't have to make these embarrassing Depp purchases. I easily could have stolen that too with my foot speed. Oh,
Yeah.
forget it. They didn't have a chance. I easily could have stolen that.
Yeah.
Record world.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Come on. Where the party at?
I mean, my dream is that you play with a guy like Tisdale, like you're in the background playing. I would love for you to collaborate with a black guy like this.
Where the party at?
Look at these white people. This is the best part of the video. I could not.
This is my mom's friends. Oh my
This
God.
is now what's in mosh pits in Portland at the Rose Garden.
Keep your eyes on the white people, please.
Cashing their social security checks. Oh.
There's no black people. It's great. There's no black people.
Well, there's also like no one born after 1975 either. Yeah.
You guys know this song, "Ain't No Stopping Us Now," right?
Yeah.
They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going. They don't know.
Michael McDonald.
Look at that Snow Bunny, and this is like Elle McPherson in
It's
the
like
front row.
Jillian Barbary.
It does look like Jillian Barbary.
Rest in
Look at
peace,
Mario.
Harry Potter.
Look at Mario Lopez with Down syndrome on the left.
Yeah, that's Mike McDonald.
That's right. Good, sir. I keep forgetting nothing. The white people want to do the Rock'em Sock'em Robots so bad here. Speaking of Bill Walton, Rodney, did anyone? Yeah, Bill Walton was a Clipper too, Rodney. You're right. He's a Clipper. He was a San Diego Clipper, as a matter of fact. He got traded for Cedric Maxwell, cornbread. There's a feud which I wasn't aware of that Shaq and Bill Walton hated each other.
Shaq hates every other center in the history of the NBA because he thinks he's the greatest center ever.
Bill Walton criticized Shaq, and Shaq got wind of it, and he's like, "You broken down bitch! You fucking your whole career was injured. You don't criticize. It's great. It's a great feud. It's a great feud." If I see, he actually physically threatened me. Said, "If I see you, I'm gonna break your other leg or something like that." It was great.
You've got to have like respect for the '80s NBA. They were playing high on cocaine, and they still made it through games without having heart attacks.
That's scary. That really is.
I was listening. Daryl Dawkins said they ate hot dogs at halftime.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. Bon, what kind of guitar is that?
I wasn't looking. Just back it up.
He's playing this.
John,
This
you
is
can't
great.
see it.
He's playing the song. I've never heard the guitar. This is great. I think
Oh, that's a bass guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, it is bass. I didn't think bass
I
could
knew
make
that.
it sound like that. Because you don't
Yeah,
hear
well, he's
bass
playing
solos
the
too
high
often.
string. He's playing the bass upside down too, which respect. Hendrix did that. They don't play a lefty version; they play a right-handed version upside down, which is respect.
God, Bon, you
He's
really know your shit
playing-
because Toby Keith wrote a tribute song to Tisdale, and he said the upside down guitar in the song. He actually said that in the. I didn't know that was a thing. I can't believe you see that.
Yeah, Hendrix did that because he thought that they were better. They were made better right-handed.
Holy shit! I can't believe you
which
know
is
you know your shit.
hardly
Hey,
true, probably. That's what they always told me.
Look out, Eddie. White people don't know the lyrics. It's hilarious because he's throwing it at them. You got to know this. You got to be at like a black cookout with this song. They don't. They kind of know they heard it on the radio, but they can't sing along. They have no chance.
You don't do the song at your white aunt's retirement party.
What a cool guy! What a cool that is cool factor.
How long after that
Tisdale
did he
and Depp
die?
in the same. What's that?
How long after that did he die?
4 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't he
his
lose
last
his leg?
performance. He lost his leg. He was getting water for his wife in the middle of the night. You broads can't get your own water, and he fell down the fucking stairs, which I do all the time. I do it once a week, and then something happened where the cancer rode up his leg, and he lost his leg, and they thought he was gonna make it, and he didn't. He didn't make it.
Oh, that's so sad.
And he still toured after that. And this is a clip of him. This is Michael Jordan talking about him. He had a documentary on NBA TV, which I have.
All right. Going back, when was the first time you remember hearing about this guy named Wayman Tisdale from Oklahoma?
McDonald's All-Americans, I think, and had the chance to play against each other in a couple of games. Sports Festival in Syracuse, I think was the first time I actually saw him play. And then Olympic trials, and then in '84 we were teammates in the Olympics.
What was your general impression of his game? Left-handed guy?
Left-handed guy, post-up player, very strong, heck of a scorer, good rebounder, great rebounder actually. Fun-loving guy, always smile, seemed to get along with everybody. It wasn't a person that didn't like Wayman Tisdale. And his game was probably innovative in the sense that he played very well with his back to the basket, very tough to defend, very quick release, and had a lot of ways of scoring. So, which made him, probably one of the best college players to play the game.
I'm not a super Michael Jordan fan. There's no argument that he's one of the top 3 players to ever play. Some people say he's the best, whatever. He ripped our heart out, Trailblazers and Jazz and stuff.
But
So
you can still say he was better than.
of course, I'm saying I'm not. He's a top 3 player of all time. But what I'm going to compliment Jordan on there is, by the way, he's Jordan's Depp's age. That assessment of Tisdale was a perfect assessment of, like, I know Tisdale better than he does, but that was a perfect assessment of Tisdale. That's how you know Jordan's great, because he had everything summed up. So he is everybody's number, and he sits there and studies tapes of everybody, because that's a perfect set of a guy he would never cover. He's not going to cover Tisdale because he's a power forward and Jordan's a 2-guard. They're not going to cover each other. But that's a perfect assessment of Tisdale's game. I was really impressed by that.
You love this guy, John.
I do love him.
This
I do love him.
because in the first year of Radio Gunk, Grace and Monique's nickname for you was Tisdale. They would call you Tisdale like once an episode.
I wish
They'd
that
go,
would
"Oh,
come
come
back."
on, Tisdale,"
That's
and
right.
you loved that.
I do love that.
I
I love you
Grace.
listening to 2015 Radio Guns.
Well, I remastered it, which was agony, just absolute agony.
Vaughn is the archivist for Radio Gunk. Yeah,
That's right, Rodney.
can't
Tisdale's
believe-
one of my favorites, maybe my favorite, and then with Xavier McDaniel. Shrimp's not my favorite, but I liked it with Shrimp. McDaniel is in my top 5, and Sarah knows him from. We got to get that singles clip, Sarah, to play for it as a drop.
You had
Joni's a
it.
left-handed soprano. Does that count? Yes, it does.
funny.
Yes, it does, Joni.
good one, Joni.
Okay. Next thing we're gonna do. This is the announcement of his death, and I'll move on after this. And here we go.
The world's greatest superheroes. Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo. Superman, the Man of Steel. Aquaman, the famous undersea crime fighter. Tarzan of the Apes. Shazam, now featured on network television. Captain America, fighting injustice the world over. Spider-Man, the weird wall climber. The Super Foes, the arch enemies of the superheroes. The Super Gals, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, and Catwoman. The Green Arrow, crime fighter from the forest. Iron Man, power personified.
Here we go.
The Falcon, that great black superhero.
The emphasis on the word black is so in that Walter Cronkite voice. It's just kind of a different time.
Here's the second one.
TVcommercials.com.
Oh man, I can't get enough of that. Falcon, where are you, my friend? Okay, this one's just as good.
It's the world's greatest superhero collection, featuring Batman and the other half of the dynamic duo, Robin. The Hulk, that green superhero, he's fully posable. Falcon, the winged black superhero.
And nobody, where is the NAACP back then? His superpower is he's black.
So funny. That's you in the commercial, isn't it, John?
Oh God, when I was a kid, that was. I think every
the blacks.
Right. Can you imagine the kids like reciting that? Like they learned it from the commercial and like saying it in front of their parents. Yeah.
That was my dream. Like every little kid of Generation X, that's superhero fans watching those commercials. Like that was your dream, is to be in those commercials and do that. I was like, oh my, how do I do that? Not knowing that you had to be like, yeah. Well, you had to be like a a showbiz family. Your mom had to be like a showbiz mom,
right?
A fame whore, and you had no idea what any of that was. Yes, Johnny, but I'm going to do 61 lines of cocaine in yeah. That's classic Johnny vibe.
Speaking of superheroes, John, have you been watching the new? That was a ridiculous segue when you hear what I'm saying. Did you watch the new Mayor of Kingstown episodes?
Well, I was saying in the beginning of this, I'm doing a back to back. I can't watch just one episode. So I'm waiting for tonight's to air, and then I'm going to put them to watch them back to back. I can't watch just one episode.
Stunning 2 episodes. You explosive.
Wait, you watched the second one already?
Yeah. Did you get my email? I emailed you.
I saw the headline, and I'm going to write you back right now. Did Jeremy Renner give you like an advanced screening in fucking Australia? How did you get that?
No, they uploaded.
Okay.
Okay. They uploaded a few hours after, legally, of course.
I want to thank you again for joining us because I know it's 8:00 in the morning there, and that's just like I don't even know. I'm more inclined to go to bed at that time than wake up at 8.
Are you still sleeping those are kind of hours?
I'm all over the place because of my depression. I'm all over the place. I don't know. I take these long naps. I don't even want to call it a nap. That's why I missed a lot of those gunk episodes. I'm sleeping in the evening. I'm just crashing due to medication or whatever, and it's just I have no energy in the PM.
He'll be napping as soon as this ends. He'll be napping after this, and then he'll watch the finals game probably at 1 a.m.
That's right. How'd you know that?
Ah, there you go.
Because I know your routine.
That's a nasty. That's a nasty habit. But I've got a question. Did you have a sleep apnea test?
Not yet.
Heard that
Not yet.
happened.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Last thing, I want an update on it. I rolled off the back of a chair.
Okay.
Lazy boy. Like a huge lazy boy where you don't think. Middle of the night, bad dream. I did a backward roll off the chair and fell into a corner.
That's so scary.
Yep. So I got to get that checked out. And then the other night, last week, I was woken up in the middle of the night. I was throwing punches.
Oh no, I've done that.
And screaming. In the middle of the night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had a dream. This is a comical dream, but at the same time, it was terrifying. I had a dream. I was in the Avengers, and Captain America recruited me, and I couldn't think of a costume, so I put a COVID mask on and just like a black thing. And so he goes, all right, your job is Daredevil's gone rogue. He's under mind control. You got to take him down. Like, you haven't even trained me. He's like, nope, you're on your own. You got to get Daredevil. So they show like footage in the Avengers Mansion of Daredevil robbing a bank in Hell's Kitchen. And I have to go after Daredevil. So somehow Daredevil's on like everyone knows Matt Murdock, the blind lawyer of Hell's Kitchen. This is the dream. This is the actual dream. He jumps into an all-terrain vehicle. My all-terrain, I say, like it's seaworthy. And Daredevil's not known for anything. So I'm on my own. I jump on like a mini bike and I'm chasing him down. Somehow New York City turns into the ocean and the ocean opens up and Daredevil's thing turns into a submarine and it disappears into the ocean. Right. And I get to the end of the ocean. I'm like, Cap's going to be, I got to jump in. And I dove in the ocean after him. And so the current takes me into the middle of the ocean. I'm not drowning, but I'm swirling in this whirlpool and I'm sort of looking around. And then the current takes me to a canal. I wash up on the canal and the people come out and they go, we have a trap door to the Avengers Mansion if you want to go back. I'm like, what? And he opens the trap door. There's a chute that takes me back to the Avengers Mansion. And I have to tell Captain America I've failed in the mission. And as I get to the mansion, Falcon, who you just saw, is somehow Tracy Morgan. And so Tracy Morgan meets me at the end of the shoot, and he goes, "I'm not telling Cap nothing," and that's it. And then I woke up. That's the dream. It was terrifying.
I'm going to get from that astonishing.
The water part was terrifying.
My heart palpitating. Thank you for this. Continue
Lotus,
if you want. I'm loving.
that was the dream, and I woke up in a like sweating, and it was both good and bad. But it was like the water part was terrifying. To be stuck in like a like a hurricane in the middle of the ocean, terrifying.
I'm loving Melvin wrote, "How long before Arm has nothing on other than his CPAP mask?"
Is there such thing as CPAP porn?
Probably.
I love
yeah, man.
I love how your superhero outfit is just a COVID mask, like your mighty frontline worker man or something.
It was a black COVID mask, like a ninja would wear, like sort of over my face.
God.
Like, I don't have anything. I didn't stitch anything up, and I put a COVID mask on. Chase after Daredevil. Like, I gotta engage with Daredevil in hand-to-hand combat. I don't know.
You remember your dreams vividly too. I
that
barely
one you
remember
don't
dreams.
forget.
Yeah,
And
that's
Tracy Morgan.
true.
Tracy Morgan meets
Tracy
him.
Morgan is Captain America. Yeah.
Tracy Morgan had the Falcon outfit on, and he's like dumpy and short
Right.
and shit.
Yeah.
He has no business wearing a superhero. It's the thing that just sticks with you. And now, I got to make a fucking sleep. I'm gonna do what Depp did, not Glenn Lance, but in Nightmare on Elm Street, Heather Langenkamp did a sleep study. You remember when she had to get
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Famously epic.
Donnie, sometimes I think in that orphanage they dropped you on your fucking head.
That Donnie Brasco. Donnie, I don't know how you knew that ring was a Fugazi. Don't forget the corduroy hat now. Okay.
I don't know how the fuck you knew that ring was a Fugazi.
I love that scene. They did such a good job in that movie about feeling like it was 1979 New York City. Like turning it into that. The movie was shot in 96. It came out in 97, same day as Private Parts.
That's right.
And it really felt like 79 when you watch it.
I just watched it again like a month or so ago. I can't stop watching that movie. It's one of the movies I've watched the most in my life. Point Break's another one, if you're wondering.
Brasco's probably I've probably watched it the most out of any movie ever. I'm with you. I've watched it the most. I'm well over 100.
But when was the last time you watched Jungle to Jungle to complete the March of 1997 triumvirate?
How did you know that came out the same week, right? As
Yeah.
Good reference by you.
Yeah.
Didn't that Tim Allen thing come? Oh no, that is Jungle to Jungle.
That is the Tim. Yeah, I know because remember the actress in that movie, Lolita Davidovich. She went on Conan and trashed Private Parts, saying that it cheated on its box office weekend earnings because it included some other numbers that shouldn't have been included.
Johnny Bye Bye says, "Hey, didn't that black guy used to do a sports show with? Hey, I think they all look the same to you, huh? Bye Bye. That's Shannon Sharp."
George's boss.
He's playing bass. Les Claypool can play the same, but he picks up his fingers, not a pick. I wonder if can Rodney play music? I don't know that. Ed Brubaker. Is that who you talk about, Melvin? The Captain America writer, Ed Brubaker? Army, you fall down the stairs once. I do fall. I do fall down the stairs. I fall in some Jack Tripper way once a week. Sometimes it's the stair. I fall so much that I'm like ready to roll because it happens so often.
You relax your muscles immediately. You're so used to it. Yeah.
The worst one, I was helping my sister out with a party, and I had to bring buffalo wings downstairs. So I had them on a tray. This is how much respect I have for waiters and stuff and waitresses. It's such a skill. So I kind of think my nephew left a fucking toy on the stairs, and I don't look down. And this is like 3 stairs in. I slip, back hits the fucking stairs. I slide down the stairs, and I keep the tray upright as I slid down the stairs. And I just sat there. The buffalo wings are way more important to me than the actual injury.
May I ask? I would say you told me a story about you were trimming a bush with a little chainsaw
Oh
strapped
God.
around your neck, and you
Yep.
fell on the ground with the chainsaw running.
So
Wouldn't
this
you think that was worse than slipping on a toy?
I forgot about that. That's when Artie talks about his dad and the ladder and stuff, he's got nothing on me. Yeah, I
Right.
fell off a ladder with a chainsaw.
Oh,
Still going. And the chainsaw was wrapped around me and I couldn't turn it off because it was an auto thing. And I'm sitting there with the chainsaw just facing up, and somebody had to come over and turn it off for me. I
That
had
was a
that strap
dream.
around the back. Fell off the ladder with a chainsaw. I
Oh,
put the
God, John.
ladder in a divot on the ground, and so the ladder
Yeah.
fell, and I fell off with the chainsaw.
It was imbalanced, yeah.
Yep.
You
was horrible.
you
I
were
mean-
not operating that properly. You put that chainsaw into an auto mode as well, so you couldn't just lift your finger off it and turn it off.
Well, have no fear, Bon. It was a left-handed chainsaw.
Nice. That
Even
was-
worse.
Tisdale and Sarah would make a great couple. You're right. So this is the death of Wayman Tisdale. This is ESPN and Avery Johnson report this.
Happy birthday, Johnny Depp.
It's his arm show, so.
No, this is come on. We're having a good.
I
we have
love
a
it.
good time on
I'm
here,
down
right, guys?
for I'm down for everything.
I'm loving
It's
this.
fine. Yeah.
A legend, Wayman Tisdale, has died after a 2-year battle with cancer. He was a 3-time All-American at Oklahoma. He spent 12 seasons in the NBA with the Pacers, the Kings, and the Suns. Wayman Tisdale losing his battle, a 2-year battle with cancer. His leg was amputated a little over a year ago. Doctors believe that would ensure the cancer would not come back. Obviously it did, and sad news to report today. Again, Wayman Tisdale has passed away. For more on this, we bring in Avery Johnson, our NBA analyst here at ESPN. Avery, you knew Wayman well, played with him over the years. What can you tell us about it?
That is false. They'd never played on the same team. She's wrong.
Hmm.
I don't know why she said that.
Does-
They'd never
does he
played on the
correct
same
her?
team. I don't think he corrects her. He just goes along with it.
Right,
They never
right.
played on
It's
the
not
same
worth
team.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayman was a terrific man, Sage, and he had a Hall of Fame career in college, and we know he was a terrific NBA player. I can remember his little left-handed jump hooks in the paint, especially when he played with the Phoenix Suns. But more than anything, Wayman was a very spiritual man, and his gifts to society wasn't just what he did on the basketball court, but all the thousands of young men and women and boys and girls that he helped at the Boys and Girls Club and YMCAs and ministries that he worked with throughout the country. So we've lost a hero, an American hero in Wayman Tisdale.
Just elected.
I couldn't agree more. And it's an underrated hero where you got to dig a little to tell you like what he's done. And
Yeah.
I think he should. The NBA Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. His college career was so strong, and his NBA career was sort of like slightly above average. But he was an Olympian champion, and with the charities he did, I think he belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And I've been lobbying for this for years, and I gotta somehow pull it off. And it's I got more sympathy off him passing away than people in my own family. People contacting me.
Oh,
Probably
wow.
3 times as much. Like somehow I'm in the Tisdale family.
Right.
So I want to show you guys again. I was introduced to this. I mean, I knew about the story, but it was actually Marta that tipped me off that we should do something on celebrity money and how these weird Europeans and Saudis fund and these financiers that Salma Hayek marries and shit. And so we gonna pick up where we left off in this article. This is Depp, and this is how the Terry Gilliam movie's getting made. This is how Depp could recoup the $650 million he lost. And according to G Canada, this guy is among the top 3 rich. He thinks he's the richest guy in the world. He thinks. There's a video game aspect to this guy. Okay, so where is the goddamn? Okay, here we go. Tell me if you see this. Coming up?
Yep, it's there.
This is where we left off. This is the Vanity Fair article. And I'm going to continue with this about Depp and Prince Badir, who is Depp's financier now, and I believe has gotten him close to recouping the $650 million he's lost. Depp's introduction to Prince Badir was set in the motion by Sina Talib, a French wheeler dealer whose famous friends now include Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. You know those two. Remember the Pussy Posse? Not that
Oh.
it was a joke that they're pussies.
Oh.
And so it was a bunch of like
Okay.
she-boy, skinny, fat pussies that hung out together. It was like Lucas Haas, and that was a joke back in the day. They didn't make it up, but the media called them the Pussy Posse.
Is that the poker at the poker nights that
Yes,
they would
right,
do? Okay.
right. Molly Bloom's the basement of the Viper Room.
Right.
During
Yeah.
a chance meeting in Cannes, Talib and Badir got to talking about how to bring more A-list talent to the kingdom to support its burgeoning film industry. Rather than paying actors to visit, an inherently cynical transaction, Talib and Saudi Arabia should invest in films to demonstrate its commitment to the arts. Under MBS's ambitious Vision 230 plan, Saudi Arabia is plowing hundreds of billions of dollars into a kaleidoscope of ventures. Everything from mining, real estate, to sports and tourism. The goal is to develop new revenue streams and kick the kingdom's addiction to oil money. Every time. Now, gas prices should be dropping as I read this. It really should.
Yeah, seriously.
At least $1. Entertainment is a key focus because it not only increases tourism, but it also persuades more of the country's 30 million residents to do their leisure spending domestically under the draconian rules that MBS started to wipe away in 2015. Entertainment was highly constrained. Playing music in public was banned. Men and women, I hate men, couldn't easily mix. And even simple pleasures like going to the movies were unheard of back then. 8 years later, the country is now booming with cultural activity, some which reflects the personal interests of its all-powerful crown prince. He is said to be a big video gamer, like Chucky O'Hara, and Saudi Arabia has plans to invest $38 billion into esports and gaming. You guys know what esports is?
Is it? I assume it's like video game versions of like real life sports.
Exactly. So it's like my
Okay.
nephew would compete as a professional video gamer, and that's what
Right.
esports is. And you would play someone.
Oh,
And it's
I
a
see.
big,
Okay.
as it should be. There's a lot of skill in that, and I
Yeah.
actually have fun watching. My nephew's got so good at game. They passed me by like I was standing still, and I couldn't handle like the controls and like I just wasn't, the repetition wasn't there, and they're actually fun to watch play.
Mhm.
Like it's actually really entertaining to watch them play. They're
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
He's also believed to be an amateur DJ who loves electronic with Lucas Delabate with electronic dance music, and the country now hosts the Middle East's biggest music festival, Soundstorm. You guys know what Soundstorm is?
I don't, but can I just say that's a very specific way to phrase that sentence. He's believed to be a very prominent DJ.
By the way, if you guys see anything in the chat, I can't look at it because I'm reading this here.
Yeah.
So just bring my attention to it because I
Sure.
can't look at it. We're making up for lost time and making sure that our country realizes its potentials. A Saudi government advisor says the country's huge entertainment push back in the early 60s, Lawrence of Arabia was shot in Jordan, Morocco, and Spain. At the time, filming in the kingdom was all but prohibited. Today, productions are flocking to Saudi Arabia for scenery. Yes, I am peeing in a jug right now like Riley Martin, but also for the rebates, which can rise as high as 40%, I really am, of the budget. I mean, where do you think that 45-ounce Jack Max is going to pee itself? Where do you think it's going?
You're just going to sweat it out. Yeah.
I'm going to sweat it out. It's not a prince. It's not just a prince saying, I want to have Tom Cruise come here.
Yes,
says
it is.
Of course it is. You're right, David.
That's all it is. Yeah. That's all he wants.
Says producer John. Hey, stop me at any point, too, if you got some.
Sure.
If you feel like you're. Says producer Jonathan Gray, who first met MBS in France. This guy's been at it since the early 2000s. It's the economy.
Can I just say that,
yes.
like, the fact that, like, you open with a defensive line, like, he doesn't just want to meet Tom Cruise, like, before getting the, quote, real reason why they're doing this is kind of revealing.
It's all right. Good point, David. Pour a little more in there. A little more ice. You guys hear the ice?
We do. Yes.
Good.
I love the ice. Oh yeah.
The ice capades.
In 2000,
As a
okay,
Martian.
here we go. According to Gray, MBS is a sci-fi aficionado as well. It's really the capacity to escape your mind thanks to the world so different from ours. That makes it special for him, he says. In 2021, Gray's company, The Hideaway Entertainment, and Anthony and Joe Russo, they are the directors of what?
Marvel something.
Captain America,
America,
Civil War, Winter Soldier, and the Avengers movies. The
Cleveland
later
Boys.
Avengers. Cleveland Boys, yes. They are the best directors in Marvel. AGBO shot scenes for Cherry, the first major Hollywood production film in Saudi Arabia since MBS's ascension 6 years earlier. Starring Tom Holland as Spider-Man, as an American college dropout who grapples with PTSD after serving as a medic in Iraq. I don't want to watch. That sounds like a good premise. I'd watch that. As a medic in Iraq, I would totally watch that. Cherry is distributed by Apple TV. Gray says he's now developing Saudi stores for an international audience. One initiative is building a horror franchise around the invisible spirits known as in Islam as Dijin. His company receives funds for financing and development through $50 million vehicle called Meridian Entertainment Fund, whose investors include Saudi nationals. Still, Lauren, the biggest names in Hollywood, takes more than just cash. Many in industries are nervous about the reputational risks of associating with Saudi Arabia. Khashoggi's murder is a major... Khashoggi's murder is a major concern. He's far from the only critic who has been targeted. Countless others have been arrested and detained. The kingdom is a dismal human rights record and backward positions on LGBTQ plus rights, freedom of speech, and other issues, generally sacred to Western liberals, but not Lisa Vanderpump in West Hollywood. Martin Scorsese declined an invitation to attend the Red Sea Film Festival. He's above it all. But not everyone is so skittish. The 2023 features competition jury was presided over by Baz Luhrmann, an Australian... You know this guy, Bon? Australian director of Elvis. Baz Luhrmann.
Very famous director.
All this stuff.
Yeah, David goes, it's Moulin Rouge, Moulin Rouge, Moulin Rouge.
Yes, please.
The Great Gatsby and Moulin Rouge. Others spotted in Jedi's red carpet in recent years include Sharon Stone, Priyanka Chopra, and the Bollywood star Shah Rukh Khan. Vanity Fair Europe is partnering with the Red Sea Film Festival. MBS relies on two members of the inner circle, both old friends to cultivate foreign entertainers and athletes. Prince Badir, Turki Al-Shiki, and chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, a Ministry of Interior official turned poet who regales his 18 million Instagram followers with latest compositions. Al-Shiki is 42 and is the life of the party. One of his initiatives is Radi Season, an annual series of concerts and spectacles, including a fountain show worthy of Las Vegas. And the Strip. Last year's event featured a boxing match between WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and MMA star Francis. Yeah, I don't know. They crossed that over? Boxing and MMA? Huh. I didn't know that. Diehard soccer fan, Al-Shiki also helped lead the charge to bring such icons as Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar to Saudi Arabia's Pro League. Don't get me started on soccer's offsides rule. It's the dumbest thing in the face of the earth. Meanwhile, Prince Badir, born 2 weeks before MBS,
pretty good.
Plays the Bond. The offside rule. Explain it to everyone.
Oh, that's difficult for me.
Stupid. It's stupid. It's like taking the fast break out of the NBA.
But it makes the game much harder.
That's why it won't take off in America because the scoring's too low. Meanwhile, Prince Badir
says something about America.
It does. You're right. You're absolutely right. It does.
That rule's impressive. That makes it. That takes it
it's
from.
Too
you could
boring.
talk about that for hours. I think it's brilliant. I love these kinds of things. They make it so. It's like adding bunkers in golf. It just takes it to another level.
But it doesn't reward hustling. If I beat you on a fast break, I'm not going to get penalized for it. If I'm running faster than my defender, I'm getting penalized for it. That's what that is.
Yeah,
oddly quiet.
Exactly, David.
Yeah,
Plays a cultural ambassador, attending events like the Venice Biennale and meeting the heads of museums. In the last few years, he developed a coterie of prominent friends who, in turn, introduced new prospects to Saudi Arabia. Among them is Swizz Beats. Let me see if I can get the Depp here. Stop with the scroll down. Scroll down.
You get it. You know a lot of
Back to
famous
Depp.
people. Yeah.
Right. My brothers. Okay. Battery recently Instagrammed the photo of himself and Saudi Arabia's Vice Minister of Culture, Hamid Faiz, with the basketball legend LeBron James. By the way, I should say this, and business partner Maverick, that's Clutch Sports. LeBron is the executive producer of Lily Rose's Idol.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So if you watch Idol, which it literally lasted 6 weeks, the ending credits is LeBron's production company. And he gets the I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It's basketball legend LeBron James and Maverick Carter. Swizz wrote in a comment, "My brothers like Depp, James, and Carter were introduced to Saudi Arabia by Talib." Did you know that LeBron James went as Edward Scissorhands for Halloween 5 years ago?
Oh, really?
Yes.
That was him warming up to Lily Depp, I'm sure.
He was second choice, by the way, after Depp. Actually, Depp wasn't even the first choice. Tom Cruise was, and Tom Hanks.
He's one, John. Flamer 24 says Romeo and Juliet was a Baz Luhrmann movie.
Oh, the Leo.
I hated that movie.
Yeah, most people did. Good soundtrack though, really good soundtrack.
When DiCaprio, we all know what douche chills is. Like when DiCaprio goes, Juliet. My friends and I were just, I cannot convey to you the skin crawling on my skin crawlies.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. No, the soundtrack was cool, but it was a big hit. Jesus, like, wow.
Love me.
Oh, God, I hate that song. God, it reminds me of those years so much, that song.
I know.
Chicks love. Well, he knew chicks would love this movie. This is a chick flick.
It is a chick flick,
right, Sarah? Come on, Sarah.
No, I've never watched it.
No.
I'd rather. I watch the original. I don't watch that version.
The Zeffirelli. Yeah.
For everyone
No,
listening,
Ben
we're
Benjamin
still trying
McDaniel.
The one we were forced to watch in high school. That's the one I watch.
Oh yeah, and that has the breasts in it. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, and Romeo's ass.
Mm-hmm.
The breasts part at the whole cinema of us guys and girls as well, but we're all waiting, hoping to see her naked. This is like when we're 14, and when you can see her breasts for a moment, all of us cheered like it was a football game.
Like I would
best
rather
memory of high school.
I would rather see Jordan Catalano in Romeo and Juliet than Claire Danes.
Oh, she's so bad.
Yeah, and I just my luck. Did I tell? I never say this. I never say this. Claire Danes was actually checking me out on the Upper West Side when I was running back from my psychologist's office. I stopped at a light.
She thought you were going to murder her.
She was at an outdoor cafe. No, I was across the street, and she was. I never say this. She was clearly checking me. There's no question about it. And I never say this. It was unmistakable. I would never.
You should never say it again.
You should tell us everything about it. You should have stopped and said, "Yo, what's up? Yo."
Yeah.
Who's that mental patient printing down Columbus Avenue?
You should have done 50 push-ups for her in front of her.
Come on, John.
I was coming back from Dr. Edwin Kahn's office on West 96th Street and Central Park West.
Wow.
Running. I would get off at Columbus Circle and I would run to the appointment. And
were you ever diagnosed? Did they ever tell you that you were having like psychotic visions of Claire Danes looking at you?
Oh yeah, no. I see. I mean, but she's like my least favorite ingenue. Term just purely superficial looks wise.
You should have said that.
It couldn't be Jennifer Connelly or something. It was fucking Claire Danes.
You should have said that. You know, Claire, you are my least favorite ingenue.
I mean, I had sunglasses on, and
there we go.
Her crazy eyes just lit up the Upper West Side. She had
I love this.
insane crazy eyes.
What kind of glasses? Like aviators, or we?
Yeah, they were aviators. Yes.
Very cool.
That's so true. You can see the white all the way around Claire Danes' eyes. It's very true.
David, I was across the street, and I was probably like West 83rd Street. This is Columbus Avenue, and you could the crazy eyes lit up as across the street. Holy shit!
She probably thought like John Hinckley, the new John Hinckley, was running at her. That's why she was watching you.
She was the latter-day Jodie Foster.
I blew her off. Of course, I blew her off. I blew off everybody on the.
Flamed 24 says they loved Romeo and Juliet.
Of course, Joni loves every fucking chick flick. She loves. What do you not like, Joni? What do you not like? She loved Jean DuBarry. Tell me what you don't like.
If only Beachy Colkey was on the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
Don't remember that line, David? He goes, "Don't ransack my heart."
Tax sheltered my heart.
Don't tax shelter my heart. Rodney goes, "Hey, thank you, Rodney. Stopped many years ago. I see the Claire Danes mistaking a jogging arm for Ed Burns. Holy shit, Ed Burns! I haven't seen Ed Burns in something in so long.
That's true.
Brothers McMullen. What the fuck? I know he directs stuff and stuff. I haven't seen him on screen in a long time.
Yeah.
He's from Valley Stream, Long Island.
He was looking for Christy Turlington, right?
Yes.
Are they still
Good call
together?
there. I think they are, actually. Does anyone have... can I tell me a favorite Ed Burns story? Real briefly?
Who cares? I just know Bono cheated with her on his wife. Anyway.
It says they're still married since 2003.
Oh, wow. Good for them.
Okay. If that good for you, Ed, that's 21 years. It's tough to stay together with Turlington. I mean, she's, that's,
yeah,
it takes a lot of discipline to stay with Christy Turlington.
Yeah. She's rail thin. She could disappear on you in no time flat.
In the summer of 2022, called an old friend named Thomas Langman, who produced The Artist. Talib says Langman gave him two ideas: Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis and Jean DuBarry starring Johnny Depp. It turned out that Coppola didn't need or want any additional money, but Jean DuBarry was struggling to come in under its tight budget. With Talib's help, Prince Dadir and the film's producers arranged for Saudi Arabia to invest millions to cover the budget and overruns and some additional expenditures. The film's final budget was $22.4 million. Now, everyone saw the movie. How much of that you think went to Depp?
Oh,
half?
Half. Easily.
Yep, I'm saying
yes.
half too. Everything seemed in order until Prince Badir asked to visit Depp on set. At the time, the royal cousin was staying nearby in one of MBS's houses. $300 million chateau set on a 57-acre site, complete with moats, and it's called Chateau Louis XV. Now, it's the 14th? Yeah. How about we abolish all Roman numerals?
Sorry.
Here's my thing. Let's get rid of, let's justice for getting rid of the Super Bowl, you fucking French kings. Enough of the Roman numerals, right? Let's just put the number in. We got it.
Yeah, they really aren't necessary anymore.
Oh, they're so
it's
not
really
necessary.
antiquated. Yeah.
How will you know which Rocky you're watching, though?
I think they keep today, them. I think they keep Roman numerals so like people like David can correct you.
So I can be like
that took 500 milliseconds for David. That was very quick correction. I didn't even have time to process. Yeah, it's not like XV. It's
for me to be a petulant nerd. Yeah.
He had it ready to go because he knew Arm would screw it up.
Oh, Vaughn is so right. I said Louis and he cut in before I even said the number.
I traveled in time 5 seconds and then traveled back to correct
He wasn't
you.
even looking at the screen either. He didn't even know you were going to read a Roman numeral. It's even better.
Oh, it's
unsolved mysteries territory here.
How about Louis the Byzantine?
Louis the Monolith.
Play it.
Maze and an emphatic stroke of Byzantine whimsy.
Oh boy.
You walk right into it.
Sometimes it just means forget about it.
Oh, I love it. Paul Giamatti's in that scene.
Yeah,
in the surveillance room.
Classic, endearing Giamatti.
He puts the Budweiser on his forehead during that. Ice cold Budweiser. Depp's wariness had to do something with Saudi prince. He'd spent many years carousing in New York and Paris on the Mediterranean coast. Prince Abdulaziz bin Fahid is the fabulously wealthy son of a former King Fahid. MBS's uncle, this is crazy, guys, how much money this guy has, right? I think he literally handed Depp $650 million and said, you are recouped. This is crazy. famously traveled the world with an entourage of 24 hedonistic associates. They rented yachts, bought out restaurants, and generally partied nonstop. There's a dark side to these escapades. And I'm not talking Janet Jackson and Sarah. In 2012, a member of his retinue, is that how you say that, David? Retinue?
Yeah, sure.
Was retinue the 14th?
Yeah,
was
right.
convicted.
Flamed 24 just corrected you again, John, on the
she's like
Roman
yeah,
numerals.
what'd you say? Did she really?
She just did Louis 14th, not Louis 15th.
I know you don't know who she is, Joni, but as Monique would say, thanks, nerd. Thanks, nerd. Thanks for the Roman numerals. There was a the Prince. Okay. By the way, Plaza Hotel, which Depp has been to, he was arrested at the Mark Hotel in 1994, convicted of raping a woman.
Too late.
At the Plaza Hotel in Manhattan, where the Prince had rented out a block of rooms, as someone's wont to do, right? We can all relate.
Yeah. Rent out a whole floor.
Can you look up, Sarah, what it cost to rent out the Plaza, a wing?
Sure.
Suddenly in 2017, Prince Abdulaziz stopped appearing in public, and turned out he was caught up in a so-called shakedown. Oh, nicely done, sir. Where an MBS suddenly detained close to 300 of Saudi Arabia's richest men. I hate men.
300. I find that hard to believe. Do you know how many people 300 is? Think about that.
Thanks, nerds. Thanks, nerds. Including his own relatives, on a suspicion of corruption. The majority were held at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Radat. Oh, I didn't know they had one there. The same venue that weeks earlier had hosted the visiting CEOs and dignitaries for the annual Future Investment Initiative conference. Many of the detainees were released after giving up a portion of their fortunes, but a few have yet to reemerge publicly. One of them, former Radid Governor Prince Turki bin Abdullah, had allegedly been plotting against MBS. Depp's friend, Prince Abdul Aziz, eventually resurfaced, smiling for a photo beside MBS. But he has kept a very low profile ever since. Well, Depp has the best friends, doesn't he? He keeps the best. It's just endless.
I love
this is suspicious side of Depp. I mean, is this story real? They were held captive until they gave up some of their money. Really?
You see, Bond, you're so right. That's this show. We read these stories. The Deptford wives ignore these stories. We tackle these stories.
I also love
criticism
and all the other hack podcasts that try to cover him, all the fake fans that came about from Fairfax refuse to cover this.
That's I also love the tourist Depp fans who come on and say, "God, you're so cruel to Depp."
Yeah,
and it's like, no, giving sides. Sorry, David, I interrupted.
No, you're fine. No, you're good. I love the future investment seminar or whatever that was, as if it's not like Jock Sniffers United.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Rodney says, "Stop many years ago. I could see Claire Danes mistaken." Oh, I read that. I'm sorry. That's okay. Rodney deserves a second one. Upon hearing Depp's reasons for not wanting to meet Prince Badir, he was able to reassure the actor that his old friend had been released following a temporary detention. He said Depp was welcome to meet Prince Abdulaziz in Saudi Arabia, and even offered to let him look at the official corruption case file at one of the Saudi embassies in Europe. Prince Badir team persuaded Depp to fly to Jeddah. So this is how you see. Remember, I was talking about, like, before we even went into this, how is Depp flying private everywhere? I mean, from like Owensboro to Cincinnati, like to his next door neighbor's house in fucking Sweetser, he's flying private to go, to the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is this guy who's supposedly broke after the? This is how. This is nothing to them. This is nothing to these Saudis. Go ahead, David.
I was going to say, did Roman Polanski also offer to let him look at the crime report? With their friendship,
he's the worst friends. It's incredible the scumbags I can't even, from Manson to Polanski to Weinstein. Team persuaded to Jonathan Shaw persuaded Depp to fly to Jeddah for the 2022 Red Sea Film Festival. Once Depp arrived, however, he skipped the public events. Instead of a team led him on tour around the country. It was Depp's first visit to Saudi Arabia, and he looked around wide-eyed at the changes underway. One person familiar with the trip said Depp bonded with Prince Badir, but also talked to a wide range of people, drivers. This is what I do love about Depp. Drivers, desert guides, young artists, and the members of the royal court. By the end of the visit, Depp had apparently proved himself worthy of meeting the crown prince himself. They hit it off, surprise, surprise, instantly. Depp's friends in London were alarmed when they heard about his budding relationship with MBS, but the edginess appealed to Depp, who was still recovering from the chaotic aftermath of the divorce from Amber Heard. Those friends say he seemed refreshed the whole time, away from his hard-drinking friends in Europe and the crowd that surrounds his rock band, the Hollywood Vampires, who are all sober, I might add, besides him. He's the only one that drinks.
Right.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. You about to say something?
I was gonna say, like, if I was Johnny Depp and I had less years ahead of me than were behind me, I could see him just being like, yeah, I'll be friends with this very dubious character if he can make that 650 million go away, you know, and I can just live out the rest of my life. Of
course.
Without that regret.
You don't think that haunted him all throughout when he got the news about the money from everyone involved, his managers, and he's constantly in recoup mode? That's why he took so many shitty movies in a row.
Yeah.
According to Jacobs.
Yeah.
You're constantly, remember Ed White, his accountant, when he got the news from him that fateful night?
And he depends on fans like the Deptford Wives to just gloss over this. So he has no moral quandary about, you know, getting into dealings with these people, you know.
Nice. We got Traverse, and Quandary. Nice.
It also gives him, or affords him, no pun intended, many more years of being a rock star.
Yeah.
Yes,
going to make
He's
movies.
indulged again. Yes, and he doesn't get more indulged in this. Well said, Sarah.
I know.
Rodney says, I can see the prince, quote, renting out some of Depp's properties in a no-show walk Sopranos type thing, renting out Depp's island or French compound for weeks. Oh, that's such a good point, Rodney. That's not all at once, but $650 million worth. That's a great. You could do. These guys can do anything with this. Can throw money at any situation.
It would be funny if he rented out if he rented out Isaac Baruch's house on Twitter.
God damn, Debbie, you want to goddamn roll this guy? Look at you. You're not even drinking.
That helps.
What do you people drink, Debbie? What do you people drink in the West?
White wine spritzers. I don't know.
What do they drink on Sex in the City? That's what they drink.
That's what
was it.
Yeah.
Tartini, right? That was eventually the drink that came around. Carrie Bradshaw's drink.
Oh, maybe.
Tartini.
I'm kind of forgetting.
Moreover, Depp, who did not recognize himself in the tabloid coverage of the Herd trial, was beginning to question the Western narrative about Saudi Arabia. The Crown Prince said that the world had unfairly tarnished him as a bloodthirsty dictator in the vein of Saddam. See, this is like defending Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dictator in the vein of Saddam Hussein. This was Saudi Arabia. Only if Hunter S. Thompson were alive right now, right?
Yeah.
What would he say about all this?
Slap him in the face.
Oh my God!
Oh
He'd tase
yeah,
him.
he would. He wouldn't be They wouldn't be friends anymore.
I don't think so. This is Saudi Arabia's greatest moment. He told Depp a major transformation perceptible, even on a monthly basis, if people would just only bother to visit. I mean, they're using Depp as a tour guide to lure stupid Americans to go to Saudi Arabia. And this is, I mean, we don't know anything about what they're paying him. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
I think it's way more. I think it's approaching the billion status. What do you think about that?
Well, it'll be interesting to see in the next few years if the Sauvage commercials disappear suddenly. Like he's not doing the
He doesn't have to sell out. Right.
Right.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yep. He became a believer that this is actually happy birthday, Johnny Depp, by the way, 60. In the midst of a cultural revolution, Talib says, one of the key stops on Depp's tours with MBS and Prince Badir was the AIUL, an ancient oasis city. Speaking of oasis, I would love for the Gallagher brothers to get in on this. They're friends with Depp. That had been off limits before MBS came along. The authorities never said why the city was closed off, but it probably had something to do with the Quran about how God punished the people of that area, known as Madin Salhi, with an earthquake that made it inhospitable to human life. There was also concern that Saudi Arabia's once powerful religious conservatives would destroy the how do you say this,
Petroglyphs.
David?
Petroglyphs.
What is a petroglyph?
I assume it's some kind of like artifact that's put onto like an oil-based solid substance.
I have a feeling you're exactly right, and you pretended that you kind of knew what it was. I know that
I am pretending that I know. I will cop to that. I'm just the prefix petro means oil, so I'm
Hey,
assuming.
pal, I got your petroglyph right here.
I'm looking it up now.
Carved
Nice
into
rock carvings made by pecking directly on the rock surface using a stone chisel
You got it
and a
right.
hammer stone.
You nailed it.
Okay.
So we learn on this show. There's a lot to learn. We learn a lot, and
We
Cliff's
love learning on this show.
by the same pre-Islamic civilization that settled Petra in Jordan, or Petra, under the MBS, who is espoused a more liberal and personal form of Islam. This is a tough article to read. Has become the center of a high-end cultural explosion. Each year, its contemporary performing arts center, Mariah, nestled in a canyon and clad completely in mirrors, hosts events for the Winter at Tantora Festival. On his second visit in early 2023, Depp was invited to MBS's royal camp in the mountains with trained falcons. And I'm not talking Sam Wilson and Tracy Morgan here. Luxury tents and an outdoor kitchen tended by dozens of staff, all accompanied by sweeping views. One night, this is in highlights. We're not supposed to read this. When Depp summoned the courage to ask MBS. I don't know where this. Did we even pass this highlighted passage, right? Depp summoned the courage to ask MBS a simple question, but potentially explosive question. What the fuck happened with Khashoggi? He also flew on multiple occasions by helicopter to MBS's yacht, Serene, one of the largest in the world. The 439-foot vessel mostly travels around the Red Sea, as one is wanted. We can all relate, right? As part of a floating palace complex with as many as a dozen other smaller. This voyage could probably solve the homeless problem in America if it didn't happen. If you just didn't do it and took whatever that went into that, you could solve the entire homeless problem in America with this. This is what Bernie Sanders is talking about. Providing additional space for guests and crew. Depp always brings his guitar with him.
Oh no.
According to a person familiar with the visits. And the yacht is set up to serve as a mobile state house. MBS hosted Secretary of State John Kerry, who is friends with Thompson, by the way. He was at the launch of the Ashes there in 2015, but with the touch of a few buttons. My cousin just met John Kerry, by the way, in Washington on the steps. Took pictures with him and everything. It
By
can
the
be
way,
turned into.
I apologize. I just looked up this yacht, and it is certainly not the Baron outboard motorboat my parents got in the 90s. So,
And that's all
That's hilarious.
it's get you from point A to point B, right? That's all.
Yep.
That's all.
Yeah,
that
right.
matters.
It gets you from point A to point B by being the length of that distance. It doesn't even have to travel.
It's worth $330 million.
Oh
my God. PCPO 23 writes, I would never have gotten there. No alcohol, and they still behead people. I'm with you.
I love the order of those complaints.
MBS and many of his advisors are also night owls like that, staying up all night, sleeping well into the day. It's a habit that I got to hang out with these guys. MBS acquired as a teenager. And some, like his younger brother, Khalid bin Salman, and the defense minister, find it helpful to be on the same schedule as counterparts in the U.S. Depp likes to burn the midnight oil as well, as you know, and he and MBS would stay up late talking about the crown prince's plans for Saudi Arabia and Depp's thoughts on how to bring more art and filmmaking to the country. At one point, Depp gave the prince a painting he'd made one night, an NFT. That's why you don't hear about the NFTs anymore.
I love how Johnny Depp is bringing his least talented art forms to these people. His guitar playing, his art making.
And I mean, that's where you go with it, right? That they'll indulge him. That's fine.
Right, yeah.
One night, Depp summoned the courage to ask the question, potentially explosive question, what really happened to Khashoggi? A veteran journalist with ties to both Saudi intelligence and the Muslim Brotherhood, Khashoggi had been living in Turkey and the U.S. and had become an increasingly vocal critic of MBS's rule, chastising the crown prince. The Washington Post and elsewhere. By the way, I didn't realize whatchamacallit, Bezos owns the Washington Post
Oh yeah, he does.
from Amazon. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
And CNN, I think.
That I don't know about. It might be.
CNN is tied into the Post or something, the Washington Post, and elsewhere for the war in Yemen and his aggressive moves to silence critics on both sides of the political spectrum. In October of 2018, Khashoggi visited the Saudi consulate in Istanbul to obtain paperwork that would allow him to marry his Turkish fiancée. Once inside, he was drugged, killed, and dismembered by Saudi operatives. A listening device installed. Say, if you're Depp's people, you gotta be like, what are you doing? At any moment, someone could just fucking do an Ichabod Crane in Sleepy Hollow and
behead you.
decapitate you, like the Headless Horseman. A listening device installed by the Turkish government captured a cold-blooded murder in excruciating detail. Its release shattered the image of MBS internationally and led to a widespread of unofficial inconsistency, boycott of all things Saudi for a few years. Joe Biden promised to make Saudi Arabia's pariah state in the run-up to a 2020 election. The other day, Sarah and I had a conversation via text about what's the difference between Hunter Biden and Depp's life? Exactly. I said, Ivy League schools or something. It's like they're like 80%. Their addictions and predilections are almost 80% similar.
Right.
And denied
Different
order,
backgrounds.
but admitted he was ultimately responsible for Khashoggi's death. Hunter Biden is a fortunate son. I mean, he is the quintessential,
Jail son.
up and just how many chances are you going to get? I could give a shit. I'm as left as fucking Wayman Tisdale, and I could give a shit what happens to him in jail. You got to pretty else. You got to. Sorry, you need accountability. Many of those involved in the operation were put on trial, and several were sentenced to prison. For about 3 years, MBS reduced his travel and focused inwardly on his Vision 230 plan. Observers speculated that my vision plan would be negative set. My contact lenses are negative 5.75. I'm 180 in my left eye or something like that.
Oh my god.
That his family would remove him from power and return to Saudi Arabia to its traditionally glacial status quo. They were wrong. By 2022, the furor had subsided enough that MBS felt comfortable answering Depp's questions. With an earnest expression, MBS began laying out his argument that Khashoggi had become a rogue operative, working with the country's enemies to undermine the Crown Prince's reform agenda. The West saw Khashoggi as a journalist, MBS said, but the royal court viewed him as a corrupt enemy of the state, putting its future at risk for hidden motives. MBS said that his staff had been ordered to arrest Khashoggi on criminal charges if the opportunity arose, but that the directive had been misunderstood by an overeager underling who believed the prince would be happy if Khashoggi was silenced permanently. Consistent with his public statements, MBS told Depp he didn't order the murder, but nonetheless took responsibility. I'll stop it right here, and we'll get back to this. This is fucking. Actually, let me go where this T is, because that's a good point to stop.
Yeah.
I'll put the pin in that. The CIA. I'm losing my voice, man. This is tough to read drunk. The CIA has said in a confidential assessment that it believed with high confidence MBS ordered the killing. The Washington Post and New York Times reported this in 2018. So we'll stop right here. It says Bromance, and we'll stop where Bromance is. And we're hitting 3 hours soon.
Yeah. I picture a video interview. I picture a video interview with Johnny Depp in 10 years where they ask him about MBS, and like the Roman Polanski thing, he's like, oh, why now? Like he doesn't think it's worth bringing up or holding this person accountable. That's crazy.
It's so crazy. And do we need to even explain ourselves about the fucking 650 million anymore? I mean, is there any doubt that's fully restored and then some?
Yeah.
Is there any doubt? Rodney, that's a great point. So the difference between Depp and Hunter Biden is Depp doesn't know how to use a laptop. It's really funny. I believe that though.
Did you talk? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sarah.
Well, I was gonna say, did you already talk? I'm back. Did you already talk about how they just view celebrities as their play toys?
Yeah, we talked about that. David said that before.
Yep.
And
I mean,
they're so
enjoyable.
and they indulge. Most importantly, they indulge Depp in guitar And,
It just tells you who. 'Cause Hollywood thinks that they run the world. It kind of just tells you who really runs the world.
Yeah,
it really
money.
does. You're right.
The energy
right.
people. But I think that what's so funny is, like, you know, we all wear different hats in our lives, and Depp is using Jeff Beck the way that this crown prince is using Depp, you know.
Yeah.
While Depp is collecting dinosaur rockers, Depp is part of a collection of, you know, charismatic, could get every girl type of celebrities that they just want to be in proximity to.
Joni says the elite love alcohol. They ban it for the plebeians. Nice use of plebeians, Joni. It's one of my favorite words. Never fear truth, says A. Smith. Yeah, G Canada writes. Yeah, Bezos owns the Washington Post, is going through huge changes right now. They're dumping woke. They're dumping woke. Many people are quitting. It lost $75 million last year. I didn't realize that, G Canada. I'm amazed any publications exist. Go ahead, Sarah.
No, I said good.
Yeah, G Canada was adamant that this guy is as rich, and the article lives up to everything G Canada said, that he is like the whatever, either the richest guy or the top three. It's insane, and Depp is linked to the. I mean, for Christ's sake, could you imagine what Tracy Jacobs would say about all this? Could you imagine an interview with her right now? Jeff Beck. Go ahead.
I want to exhume Hunter S. Thompson's corpse and get her Tracy Jacobs in an interview with them and do like a joint interview about how Depp has disappointed them. Yeah.
MBS runs the Saudi royal fund, says G Canada. It's privately owned and has absolute power. It is $1 trillion. I believe every word G Canada is saying here. So he controls $1 trillion with nobody able to say one fucking word about what he does with it. Holy shit. I don't think we can grasp that figure. I don't think we really can. Hello, JJ Thrash. Welcome, sir. That's okay. Go back and listen. And a drunken arm is this is my first drinking show.
Down the fort. Yeah.
Yep.
He really, in other words, he really wants to be drunk.
I am JJ thrashed right now, as a matter of fact. Jeff Beck, guitar virtuoso, woke up one day and decided to die instead of play another night with the worst front man. He's such a dick.
That's so morbid.
He's such a dick.
That's kind of funny.
If it's
though.
not Johnny Bye Bye, it's G Canada. How about those hashtags, G Canada? I think you've earned them. Write them out for me so I can read them. Guys, I want to. Bon, you have anything else you want to?
I don't see Bon.
Throw at us.
Oh, I think Bon left. Yeah.
That's an Aussie exit if there ever was one, right?
Boomeranged out of here. Yeah.
So everybody, I'm leaving my goddamn contact stuff. I want everyone to participate in some of the watch-alongs on Patreon and everything. And
can you hold on just a second? You promised me you would end with Jerome Kersey singing the national anthem.
Do you have it? I'll play it. If you find it.
YouTube it.
How am I gonna do all this? And Jesus Christ!
Don't keep your promises, then. It's fine.
You made me promises. What do I believe? Jerome Kersey, national anthem.
Just have it ready for the end.
Okay, where is it? Come on, that's a great idea, Sarah. I hope I can find it.
Promised.
Oh, there it is. I got it. I got it.
All right.
Okay.
Don't play it now. Just get it queued. Okay.
I also want to say this. I had good. Can I just do one last story? Because I want to hype it because it's going to happen.
Sure.
Alec Baldwin and the Rust trial with Hannah Gutierrez and Helena Hutchins is going down. He failed his attempt to have the case thrown out, and it is going down. And we are streaming every day on here, and I want everybody to participate. I want people to be on it.
That starts in July.
I think it's late July. I'm about to pull up an article here. Come on. Oh fuck. Come on. What did I do? I opened up another window. No, I don't want to do that. What am I doing? Oh, it's so stupid. It's such a dumb. Why does that even exist? Why is that? Oh, it's fucked me up. I love Angry Arm too, Melvin. I know you're about to say that.
I want to make a compilation of Arm versus the Tabs.
More tabs in a 1970s soda machine. Ready?
Yes.
What am I doing? What am I doing now that it's the alcohol talking already?
You wish.
Here's the article. I got it. I'm sorry. No, thank you. No, thank you. The sperm on the pillow. No, thank you. Timeline of the Rust movie shooting and ensuing criminal cases. Actor Alec Baldwin and several crew members. 2021. The shooting. 2020. I want to get to the modern day. So
Let me give you a
suddenly-
spoiler. Guilty.
Okay. So there he is.
Ugh.
No.
Can I say while you're looking for this, and I don't know if I'm going to wreck your reading here, but the balls to when you're waiting to go on trial for what, manslaughter or whatever it is, murder, I don't know what degree or whatever,
Yeah.
to make an announcement that you have a reality show that's going to be starting next year.
Well, they think that's a deflection.
Well, of course it is.
So
It's also a way to pay the legal bills, but
right.
It's like,
Right.
what?
It's so
Wait
tacky. Yeah.
Wait until the trial's over, and then maybe a month down the road, make that announcement.
Here's G Canada. Hashtag Herd Husbands Unite. Hashtag World's Worst Dad Johnny. Hashtag Amber's IQ is higher than arms. This is my favorite one, I think. Hashtag UK court got it right.
This is G
Speaking of-
Canada's episode weekly drive-by hashtagging.
Kathy Scott is just pissed off too that Depp such dry humps Europe so much because it was the United States that had his back. And I might say, I remember footage of him going through Europe, and they're far more rabid on his ass than they are in America in terms of just
the
climbing
media.
all over him. Yeah, they're way more aggressive than America is. So that's bullshit. He's kissing Jeff Beck's ass is why he needs to flee to fucking England all the time. It's got nothing to do with that other stuff. Believe me. So this is Hannah Gutierrez. She was convicted 15 months in New Mexico jail. Her dad was a armorer, and so she's a nepo baby in the armorer. So if she gets 15 months, how does the producer who shot the gun not get at least the same sentence? So they threw the case out, and so the judge was like, you showed no contrition. I'm not, too bad. And so May 24th, a New Mexico judge denied Baldwin's motion to dismiss the involuntary manslaughter indictment. Baldwin's attorneys had accused prosecutors of misconduct during the grand jury process. June 3rd, New Mexico prosecutors asked the court to grant use immunity to Gutierrez-Reed and compel her to testify at the Baldwin trial, according to court documents. Gutierrez-Reed invoked her Fifth Amendment right to silence in a pretrial interview. And prosecutors said if she's not granted immunity, then she would not be able to testify in the trial. Gutierrez-Reed's attorney, Jason Bowles, told CNN he will oppose the motion. So this is going down. She's going to testify to get a reduced sentence, and this is going to be crazy. And I can't wait to cover it. And I can't wait to have all you with us when we do. W, will you hang some of those days?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, if I'm around, I'll hop on for sure.
We have John O'Reilly and Sunflower Dragon and their legalese and stuff, and we'll get some. They really know their shit, and they
Arm will
don't.
let audio from the trial play this time.
Yes.
Not talk over the.
What about you, Sarah? A lot of your fans are asking if you'll be there.
I'll be at work.
You're never gonna have any days.
I don't
off
know
or
if
anything?
I'm sick, maybe, but I will be at work Monday through Friday.
But you also will be in the chat.
I'll be in the chat, yes,
Good,
periodically.
You're great in the chat. I love you. You're such a ball buster. Like, you're actually more intimidating in the chat than you are here. You're really
Because what
intimidating.
happens is you are flustered with your technical issues on this end, trying to find stuff, and I'm yelling at you in the chat to click here, and you have no idea what I'm talking about.
And then he gets to your comment 1 hour later.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, at least they read them all, right? I'm not some
You do.
whore
No,
that makes
people love you.
donate
Yes.
money. And
We
speaking
all
of
love you,
donating-
John. Yes.
Yeah, one more time, by the way. Yes, please.
Dearest, Deppening faithful, If able, please donate via Cash App and Venmo or the QR code
Same
or
thing.
the Super Chats or become a member. You can also join us at patreon.com/Wino Forever. Have a great weekend.
The most insincere have a great weekend there ever was.
I also love Deppening faithful. That is such a Johnny Depp phrase. Like
I should have
the
said
word
Wino.
faithful. Yes.
But I was
Or
reading
hello,
what Sarah
relatives.
wrote. Yeah. One more time, Sarah, on this?
No, don't
Come on.
overkill it.
No, not that. That was something else. Although I got like a freeze here. You hear me, guys?
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't
hear
let
you fine.
me. It's doing that thing where you go to. It pauses when you. Okay, this is a real letter, verbatim, to Sarah, to me, about Sarah.
No, don't. I'm over it.
Maybe you already know, but I'm pretty sure your co-host Sarah lost her teaching license for grooming a child and having an inappropriate relationship with him around 10 plus years ago. I'm 90% sure this is your Sarah. If it is true, that really, really sucks that you teamed up for a podcast with someone like that, as you're really talented and a lot of people love listening to you. I just can't bring myself to listen, knowing that that woman on that show is a child predator. It is messed up.
The saddest marching band in the world behind that announcement.
Thank you, Joni. Good night to all. Thanks again for a wonderful show. Happy birthday, Johnny Depp. Yes, indeed. It's 10 minutes past midnight here, so he's having a great evening. Thank you, Joni. There's Autobot flavored. All right. Anything else, guys?
Nope, just your own Kersey.
All I got. Yep.
Sarah, I got to come through for Sarah here, but before
Yes,
I
you do.
one last time on this, because this is why we're here. Where is it? Here it is.
Happy
Oh.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to
It looks like a turtle, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, a slug.
Happy birthday,
Earthworm.
dear Johnny.
I only played this so he could take a drink.
Birthday
Right, he's chugging right now.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear John Christopher Depp II.
Here we go, Sarah.
Yay. Rest in peace, Jerome Kersey. He's not good, but he was so happy to be there and
Not
singing.
good, great.
Yeah.
I love him.
Very
I had
Carl
his
Lewis,
jersey.
right? It's very Carl Lewis.
Early life, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, who brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
There we go.
of bombs bursting in air gave
Oh, that's cute.
He was such a good guy.
I used to think Clyde Drexler sang with Cool in the Gang. I really did. Because he looked just like the lead singer.
People don't understand how beloved this guy was here.
You have his jersey, don't you?
Yeah. Here we go.
And the home of the
Dennis Rodman. Dave Ledward.
Moo, moo, moo. I'm a
Sit down. Stay where you are. For the first time, I choose to walk out on you.
Or 21 Jump.